No bueno at all. Right, so let's have a look real quick. So, folks, we're going to be continuing on the Tzeentchian campaign. So, we've done a pretty goddamn awesome start here. Though I unintentionally did it. This wasn't intentional. But thankfully, we're in a situation where we actually have snuck away with a soul grinder of Tzeentch, because this Tzeentchian to the left starts off having it. And so... Oh no. Did I just move straight into Oxyal's vision? I really hope I didn't. I really hope I didn't. I didn't realize he was there. This guy's Storm of Fire, because we need some abilities. Can we do anything to reduce his speed? Assault his units. Okay, well, that's that hero gone. That was nice while it lasted. So let's go in towards the Demon Gate, and we're getting our army composition ready to go. There's a couple of units in here that'll be obviously really useful. We're building a Chaos Warriors composition now. Basically leveraging the Demon's Gates, the military recruitment buildings that were here. So one of the biggest factors when it comes to... Is this unit guaranteed dead? I generally don't know. Because right now I can't sustain both. This army is dedicated to trying killing this beastman that betrayed us. Absolute douchebags. But I really can't afford to continue this army on. Because we're bleeding cash right now. We're really bleeding cash. I think I'm happy to give up the east side of the map here. As long as I can put, like, you know, like a garrison building in there on the map. Like, if they take away all of this stuff, fine with that. You know, we can demolish these, that's fine. But getting rid of this, it sucks so much, because these pinks would be perfect on Kyrus' army, but I can't justify it just yet. And what I'm going to do is respec as well, just so I can reposition them in a couple turns there. And we can see now we have the options of recruiting a couple of units here, but yeah. So we've got a pretty damn high tier army. So it's a bit of a shame the way this is right now, especially because of the fact that we have no pink availability. We'd have to get them on global, but it doesn't give the bonuses of the recruit rank, because it'd be rank 3, or they should be rank 3. The shame, yeah, Zangors as well have been nerfed quite a lot. Okay, Beastman betraying us, who had thunked it, yeah. We had a non-aggression pack with him, so I thought that would have been enough, but it was not enough. Fun fact, it was not enough. So we need a bit of blue. Hey, Cheddar. Had a bless. Can you test the new Senegopolis? I don't think I've heard anything about them. We can have a look at them. I think they probably will fit in the army composition quite nicely, because anything with Rowdy is always really good. So it's basically like clear cut from the Centaurs that exist for the Beastmen currently, but Arcane Charge seems pretty nice. So seemingly when nearby allies or enemies cast spells. So anytime I cast, they become stronger. So we'll chuck them in. Although we can't justify that cost, because it's going to go up by 544. Now, is there anyone that I know in the map? No, there's literally nobody I know in the map. Well, the good news is we are destroying the buildings to the right, so this bit will give us enough. Really enough Zangors? Yeah, they've really made Zangors not the go-to anymore. I'm just hoping we'll be able to get this guy back, but Oxidal might be able to attack him. I really didn't see range-wise, because we'll have to go all the way around, because there's a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch here. If this army does get killed, then it's not the worst thing in the world, but obviously a bit of a shame that we couldn't use a unit like that. Especially because a Soul Grinder of Tzeentch is just so insane early game. But I guess it's one of those things as well where the cost of it is going to be pretty damn brutal. So yeah, we're going to be losing the territory into the east. I should have killed them when I had the chance. I made the mistake of trying to befriend them, and definitely is on me. So we have a quest here. So sack 6 Kislev, Cathaya, and past elements. Okay, I'm miles away from that. That's not going to happen anytime soon. So it looks like we can go over here and bring over the Soul Grinder. It's going to be 500 cost, which is going to be insane. We do actually need to look for some kind of combat here. Are you at war with anybody? Oh shoot, we need to pick up this in the water as well. We do have availability of quite a lot of recruitment, so let's get rid of these buildings. I would love to get a Cockatrice in this army, but we just can't sustain it just yet. So that's going to give us a little bit of more of a breathing room. We might honestly just want to skedaddle and go straight towards the money over here. but it's miles away. What's this one? That is a little bit of dollar bills. So yeah, I don't mind that at all, actually. So we'll go grab this one. We should have checked potentially if his military presence in here. So he might be in the Fortress of Dawn, but that's fine for now. I'm going to go ahead and demolish that building as well because we have the recruitment available to us in this province. And we also need to just keep an eye on what the beastmen are doing. We're getting a garrison building in there, which is good. What's the growth we're going to get from this? 600, so I might as well just keep the growth in there. I'm happy with that. You can steal a settlement from Teclis and steal his wins to get him. Have I unlocked transfer settlement yet? It's a good. It is a valid point. Oh, we do need the strong ones up there. It's only blowing here. Changing the ways. Transfer settlement. 4,000 to them. To myself, it's 877, so I can't just yet. Yeah, I don't have Tzeentch corruption there. We are getting quite a lot of Grimoires though, but we'll get there. So I'm happy with this right now. I'm happy with this okay at the moment. We're demolishing a lot of buildings. This one's going to not be too pleased with all this demolishing, but I kind of have to. We'll see though. We'll see because I think this might be 5 or so thousand, which will sustain us a little bit longer. Obviously you can't move capitals. Makes sense. You know, you can't yoink capitals as well. But yeah, we'll continue on. I'm happy with the way that the game state is currently. I think we're going to have to be a little bit smarter with how we're approaching things because we're now in a scenario where we're actually being attacked by multiple things at the same time. But we'll see. So we've got a hero here, or money. So this would be a cultist of Tzeentch, which, we've got 5 grand because all the buildings are demolished, which is good. Honestly, the 1.5k is pretty solid. We're not in the scenario where we can leverage this cultist just yet. And if we were going to use a mage, it wouldn't be a cultist. It would be one of the ones we have already. So it looks like a bit of a strange decision there, but I don't think the cultist is going to help too much just yet. We'll grab this one. We are actually going to raid the cove. We can leverage our army because we're going to have a really nice chance. Holy crap, that's a lot stronger than I thought it would be. Yeah, that is a lot stronger than I thought. And it's interesting you can't retreat still. That army is insane. For what the money we're going to get from this fight, this army is far stronger than I would have expected. There's a rotting Leviathan and everything in here. Do you know, this is crazy. $25 is a pretty sweet price point. It really is, CD keys is where you got £16 from. Where got you from? Is CD keys a supported like code site? Because I don't tend to recommend going through sites that aren't actual supporting the developers as well. Because I know like Games Planet and stuff like that is. So no war with Teclis? Yep, surprisingly not. Hey Pez, good to see you, bud. So we got 4 mortars, rotting Leviathan. Might not be a situation where we can just use the Centaurs, but we potentially could. Hey, we're here. If we hang back just a touch, we'll probably be able to do something here. Is there any territory that we can hide you guys in? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. You need to be hidden. I want you to have the hidden status effect. You can hide in forests. There we go. There we go. So you're responsible now for killing the things at the back. We'll do 1, 2. You're going to be 3. Karis move up because mortars aren't going to be something that affects you. And then if they start moving it accordingly, we can start looking at what to do better here. Interestingly enough, they're actually moving towards us. So similarly, Karis is considered a monstrous unit to their mortars, which kind of makes sense. I suppose we could cheese the ammunition if we wanted to. Only one of them is hitting him though. Honestly, I really like using Firestorm here. Wow, they ran away from that so fast. That's definitely new. They don't normally do that. It's not a bombardment, it's a vortex. So interesting that they're doing that. So if you click this, wow, barrier regeneration plus 0.8. Hey Jay, oh, that's what they do. Fair. Yeah, because I suppose depending on where you are, the price points are different, right? Let's look for a Infernal Gateway Overcast is probably what we should do. We need to look for the actual units that are going to be a problem here. Do you know what? Since they're stacking the way they are, I don't hate doing this. Yeah, this is unfortunate that Tiny Tim Knotts is walking on over to look for the Centaurs here, but I think we have the advantage of being able to kick them around. We are chilling in the bushes, which is what we need. So the banner is there, but obviously the unit's over this side. So let's look for this now. So now let's use these Centaurs to absolutely crush these nerds. And let's have a look at what the Arcane is at. It's 33%. That's not a bad intensity currently. Especially due to the fact that we've hardly casted, really, I feel like. So nice, still utilizing the barrier there. Let's chuck this down here as well. We have a lot of reserves to get through, so that should be fine. Hey, Hudson. Showing off the blue chicken, day 2. You already know, son. So you're going to be crumbling enough. I'm just paying a really close attention because for some reason I always in my mind have SFO depth guards in my head. And those guys are so goddamn fast, it's insane. Alright, let's pull out now. Let's get the barrier. Pull them out as quick as you can. Really don't want the Rotten Leviathan to have fun there. This is one of the things as well that just makes Tzeentch so goddamn good. Just barrier tanking. So tasty. Okay, we've got an overcast now. Let's cast it there. Beautiful damage. And we escaped with only 2 losses. That's honestly perfectly fine. An all-immortal 30% off all times, fair. I mean, sometimes if it's one of those things where it's the only barrier of entry that you'll have to the DLC, you know, sometimes it's fair. Should be able to kill all of the relative units that are remaining. Kairos is so good, man, I'm telling you. And I'm not focusing on the inventory just yet, as the depth guards specifically won't be able to do too much here, I don't think. I'm not super afraid of them. Let's cast into here again. Let's get the barrier replenishment going as well. Such a nice item to obtain. Such a nice item. Are you crumbling? Not just yet. Okay, good to know. Let's first have a look what the pinks can do here. Let's move these guys up, because they should outrange, because, yeah, gunnery mobs are only 90 range, whereas the handgunner variant of them are, I believe, 145. I think it's standardized across pretty much most inventory, things like that. So now let's move up. So let's get these flamers we've thrown in the army as well. These will be perfect at roasting these guys. So do you know what? Let's grab the inventory again and just pull you back slightly here. Because I want the flamers to start roasting these depth guards. And let's reposition the Centaurs as well, because the Centaurs are going to be very reasonable at killing them too. So we don't have Gaze of Fate just yet, which would be a perfect usage of Gaze of Fate here. But anyhow, let's not attack them just yet. So if you're holding the line with these guys, it should be fine. Do you know what? I'm actually happy to charge into here. Good. So the flamers will be really useful here. Let me actually go into the back here. Let's get wide rotation of them so we can get as much damage as possible through collision damage. Cast one of these bad boys through here just before the Centaurs come through. Beautiful damage, and then charge in now. Pull these Centaurs out. Should have been a little bit more careful with them. These guys are going to be pretty durable as well, so let's do that. Wow, they're routing already on the hero, but I guess it makes sense. They weren't exactly in the most favorable situation in the world. Yeah, the only issue with using the Chaos Warriors instead of like blues and stuff like that is they'll struggle to have line of sight. As typically speaking, you'd probably expect them just to shoot through them now, instead of shooting over them. Let me bring the flamer over here. The proper flamer. So they're cool to get a bit of regeneration going. And Centaurs come through here now. Single target magic, obviously the only thing we really have an option and availability of is the Blue Fire of Tzeentch and Fireballs. So we'll look to do that now. You guys work together over there. You guys shoot these dudes. You guys shoot these dudes. Really dislike it how they always go single file line. It's like, boys, spread out. Spread on out. Let's get that damage in. Cast it through there. These are just zombie deckhand mobs, so I'm not too worried. Plus, casting in general is just free Winds of Magic. It's like free in the fight itself. Because you got to remember that Winds of Magics in itself has no balance of power. It's only the implication of attacks and things that you're doing with the Winds of Magics that'll actually have an impact there. And hopefully we can end the fight before this happens. Hey, Demon. Good to see you, buddy. No, they're crumbling. Please crumble before. Please let them disintegrate beforehand. Damn it. So it's only a regiment or an ounce, so it's not too bad. Losing just one unit there, honestly, is a pretty big dub. Both a Centaur with Cultist Fire Shield. That's where I got more of them. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where that only benefits melee defense and a little bit more AP damage, right? And so I'd much rather use spells that do damage instead of buffing a unit that already is going to do okay in a fight, especially if you're just charging them in, right? And carries you so much to play with. Agreed. Playing Empire 2 and you're hooked. It's an overhaul mod for the Empire Total War. Oh, nice. Ghouls, DM me what you've been playing with, the mods and stuff. Hey, Bitcho. Bin Echo. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, that was a really solid fight. I'm curious. Wait, 5 of them are alive. How did 5 of them survive? How did 5 of those bad boys survive? So we got 2.5k from that. We could replenish up with 15%. I'll go with the money. Orc Shuttle's likely not to attack us, so I'm going to go with the money because we should be able to replenish in time. Holy crap, that was 20k! We get a bombardment thing as well. Jesus, that was 20,000. Well, that sort all our problems out. Literally all our financial issues have been fixed. Huzzah. And nice, we can give this over as well. And then you can jog on, but what we'll do is reset your skills because I'm going to need you eventually as well. Alright, Gaze of Fate now is going to be a must. I don't think that is going to be needed. Fragments unlocked at level 14. And so obviously, depending on who we're fighting, we can change around what we're looking for. Clean Magic is something that I just think is trash, and Treason of Tzeentch I think the same. Very rarely utilize them. As I just think, why would you, kind of thing. Very tempted, slightly tempted, to go into buffing up my mortal units, as that's a pretty hefty amount of my units that I'm utilizing right now that will be buffed by this, but problem is if I go here, and then I've got 1 extra point, so it'll only be a bit of a melee attack, which still is going to be pretty solid. Still will be pretty solid. Let's go hidden in time as well. Because, I mean, we're going to be looking for... No, do you know what? We'll go Magic Reserves, and then we'll go into Gaze of Fate. I think that's going to be more effective overall. Hey, Pinkerton. Let's look into getting, I think, Flamestorm, as we already have something that can do what Burning Head is doing. I have questions you might understand more than me. Yeah, go for it, dude. Ask away, my friend. Ask away. Let's get a Milch building in there, Garrison building in there. And since it's a tier 3, we could look for Cultist building. Nah, I honestly don't think that's going to be what we're looking for. So now I actually have the money to spend. I should have potentially tried to hold on for as long as I could. There's a reasonable chance this is going to be attacked, but I'd rather keep the growth. And you want Aberton to rename the Knights to Speedy Man Things. Sure. Bit of Skaven-esque in there, like that. Could get blue recruitment, honestly. Let's start getting a bit of pink recruitment now. Hey, Potato. Does base game Tzeentch need more mechanics, in your opinion? It's a good question. Depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at it from a replayability perspective, you're looking at it from a new player perspective, I think. Right now, I think Tzeentch is in a pretty damn good spot. I really like a lot of things that you can do with Tzeentch currently. You know, one of my favorite things is creating rebellions when you know that they have military buildings inside that settlement. Just not the blue scribes. They're so fun. Nice. I believe that hag magic isn't on the blue scribes at the moment. But I think overall, depends if you, yeah, it depends on the context in which you're looking at it. If you're looking at it from a pure replayability perspective, then maybe. But I think overall, they're in a really nice spot. I think the only potential thing that you may consider is that the availability of knowledge / understanding of what to do with Tzeentch, it is pretty overwhelming. But I think base game Tzeentch is pretty solid. Because they get... Do you need to have Warriors of Chaos to get Warriors of Chaos units for Kairos? Because the base roster of Tzeentch is pretty garbage, I'm not gonna lie. But Potato Salad, what do you think? Do you think that you need more? Do you think you need more mechanics? Well, you do need Warriors of Chaos to get it. Then yeah, definitely. I think the roster needs to be at least padded out a bit, at least a bit more. Base game Tzeentch is miserable. Yeah, base game Tzeentch without Warriors of Chaos is unbelievably miserable. Right. Chapter of Knowledge. Knowledge. 2 turns away. We're actually going to get a cold pretty quickly. Hey, something. Hopefully I don't have to... Yeah, nice. I don't have to disembark like that. That'll be 2 turns to get this anyway. Let's get some blues in here. He is actually starting to move around. Let's get pinks recruited as well. Because we do need some frontline that we can shoot over. How we decided to start getting stuff over here now? So the annoying beastman dude is right there. We'll deal with him. 4 spaces instead of a viable mechanic. Yes, it's very, very good. Yeah, agreed. 100%. I definitely agree with that. I think there's very few things in which force peace doesn't come in clutch, if that makes sense. Yo, Rage, how we doing, buddy?
15 months WOHOOHOO BATLC ELU BATLC Blankies BATLC Heart. How is this Chad doing?
This hunk is doing alright, man. I hope you're doing well. Much love to you, my friend. Thank you very much for the 15 months. How do you deal with the lizards? To your left, I feel like I have enough power to deal with the army of giant dinos. Good question. So, basically, you need to build bespoke to what you're looking for. I made the mistake this campaign letting this beastman live when I had the opportunity to kill him. And they literally betrayed me pretty much the turn after. And this is what's happened because of it. But you've got to make sure that you're building the army compositions accordingly to the faction you're fighting. And you can see here that I have built a lot of Warriors of Chaos, because the Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch are fantastic at being a frontline, because these guys will sponge an awful lot of damage against the Lizardmen, right? Anything that has a significant portion of range that's going to be fighting against you with, you want to make sure you're throwing in the relevant composition. So you're looking for, like I said, looking for the Chaos Warriors. You need a few Centaurs to be the backline to flank around and hit them as hard as you can. You can go with spawns, but overall they're not necessarily needed. But they can definitely help out when it comes to allowing Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch to do damage, because they have very little AP. But overall, Zangors used to be OP, but now they're kind of meh. Their speed is definitely what you'll look for in an inventory, because obviously 10 faster than Chaos Warriors, but the hybrid of getting a couple flamers in there if you can afford it, making sure that you've got a few pinks in there as well. But basically the armor composition that you'll see me have, I would ideally go for. I also got extremely lucky that the Soul Grinder of Tzeentch was not killed, and I confederated these guys because I kept a very close eye on their confederation. You dislike the nerfs on Zangors? They performed way too good, though. I think we can all agree that Zangors were too OP. I legitimately built nothing but Zangors, and that was all I used because it was just way too strong. And you think the Monogod faction should buff more of their demons? I really hate that the most optimal isn't for normally too many Warriors of Chaos units. Yeah, it is a bit sad. But yeah, Bineka, that's normally what you want to do. Build to, if you know what you're fighting against. And you can also be really annoying. You can spawn rebellions inside their settlements as well, just to cause a little bit of distractions, because normally the best way of dealing with the enemy is killing their recruitment. And if you're killing where they can recruit units, they're coming at you with very low tier stuff, and you don't have to worry as much, right? Imagine this. The difference between an Oxyodal Chameleon Skink army and an Oxyodal just normal baseline Skinks. That is a vastly different experience right there, right? And so if you're doing that and recruiting accordingly in that respect, then you're going to be completely fine. It's just understanding and ensuring that you're building towards what your victory condition will be. Also, thankfully, they've only just raised these. We can pick them back up. Something to requests thing could spice things up. Yeah, true. Hold army is also bonkers. Very true. Hold army is always really good because one of the most annoying things ever is chasing army compositions. Like having to chase an army around the world is so annoying. Like one of the biggest annoyances literally is chasing an army across the world. I'm going to delay this recruitment. I don't need to just yet because even with an army that isn't full HP, I'm fine with it. And he's sitting in here still. So we'll go double pinks and attack him because we're going to chuck in this Warriors of Chaos, the Sparring Champions. Strongest melee infantry in the game, near enough. We could go and increase the rank here, which I'm going to do so. But if I hold on to that rank, we can then potentially start funneling a lot more growth onto these buildings. But we should be okay. Because we're going to be building an army here momentarily. Do you know what? I'll probably start doing it now. And the smartest thing, yeah, because we're getting another 100 Grimoires for that. Always check out your quests. The smartest thing for me to do now is go into the likes of Warpfire. Because I'm going to make sure to buff all of my Blue Horrors, which is the army composition that I'm going to be building here. We can also look into this line as well. Okay, Gaze of Fate is only unlocked then. Yeah, the Paragon of Change is a really nice thing to get. Honestly, Heroic Killing Blow. Ooh, it's really nice. Physical resistance for Chaos Warriors, but not going to obtain that just yet. Hearts of Iron is really nice. Anytime you can get Vigor Loss Reduction is so good. This will probably help be a little bit more of an amplification towards fighting some of the single entities that we're going to be fighting in the army that's to the east of the Beastmen. Definitely haven't played this optimally. I think in a lot of ways, if I were to start this again, everything I've done so far, apart from the east, would be exactly what I would do. But not killing this Beastman was the biggest mistake. I got a non-aggression pact with them, deleted my army, and then the turn after, they attacked me. So that's me just trusting the Beastman a little too much there, clearly. And I was heavily punished for it. But sometimes, you gotta have a little faith. You gotta have faith to faith to faith. But, allegedly, it was a little too much faith, and that hindered me greatly. I'm not going to upgrade this one to tier 3 yet, I just don't think it's worth it. Maybe the smarter thing would be recruit Lord here and then send them over, but I'd be into 3 supply lines, I don't want to do that. Nurgle and Celestians are pretty good. Oh, very much. I mean, Khorne, I disagree with Khorne Bloodletters. I mean, you've got to remember that if you're just sending them in, they're going to lose most of the time because they'll crumble. And hey, Ronan, anything that can crumble is a unit you have to be very careful of, because there's a lot of ways a unit can really quickly lose their morale, or leadership, excuse me. So you got to be very, very careful about how you're approaching the fight. In an isolated 1 versus 1, Demon, like Bloodletters and Demonettes, all will win against the majority of the units that you put them against, because they're very strong. You know, that's kind of what they facilitate in the niche of having heavily armor piercing. But you've got to be, you know, conscious of the fact that you've got to be careful about how you're using that unit. Wow, tier 4 already is kind of bonkers. Oxidal's going to give us a ton of money, which is nice. We can see Oxidal's back here again. Do we have a quest specifically to kill him? No, it's regarding sacking the settlement, so we can potentially sack it. What tier is it? It's tier 2, so yeah, sacking it's fine. Reducing the tier doesn't matter at all. So he can move to here, so let's just move here. And then recruit again. He shouldn't be able to reach us. There's no way, right? Click on that again. Yeah, there's no way. Recruit these pinks. Get these sparring champions in there. And then we're good to go here. Yeah, upgrading this to tier 3. This is getting upgraded to tier... No, excuse me. This settlement's getting upgraded to tier 4. Willing to keep that in there. Honestly, now we don't need this garrison. This sounds really greedy. I don't think we need to put this garrison building in here. I'm very confident that I'll beat Oxodal. And then again, there's a chance that Teclis will start coming down, so, you know, might as well. The best skills. So with the Exalted Hero, I mean, it's situational, right? I think training, unit experience gains an additional 20% is an incredible amount, depending on what you're aiming to achieve, especially with like things like Archaon. Having a ton of training is bonkers. Like, that's 50% additional experience, which you'll get very quickly. I mean, Standard Die is basically your traditional red line tree defensive stuff. It just depends on what niche you need within your composition, because I feel like barrier replenishment can be nice. Assume Command, a leadership plus 8 just naturally is very strong. And also this is really strong. Like, down here is probably the hard one you'll look for. Personally, I would honestly recommend going into melee defense and melee attack, especially because of the fact that anytime you can do damage mitigation, it's a lot more valuable than just having 8 leadership, because leadership only becomes valuable once the unit stat takes damage, right? It only applies if he dies. Oh, enable if Lord has died. Yeah, you're out. Then yeah, that's garbage. Thank you, Claybones. Didn't read that. Then meeting the minds is always the best. So probably in this situation, it'd be between Chaos Strategist and Chaos Commander, and then meeting the minds. Which heroes could ascend? That would be cool if they could. Hey, Jordan. I've had an extremely hard time with Kairos in development. I usually blitz the Nurgle, Slaanesh, then Oxodal in that order, and pick up Skull Island or 2 on the sea, heading back home. Yeah, that's usually the way to do it, but one of the main things to remember is utilize as many blues as you can early game to crush Nurgle, and the same for Slaanesh. Pinks and blues is for Nurgle, Slaanesh. And then you want to kill the Beastmen, which is what we made the mistake of keeping alive, but we're building an army to deal with them now. And then in the scenario where you've dealt with the Beastmen, all your right flank is completely safe. The main fights that you're going to be having now against the High Elves, and the fact that you're going to go against the Lizardmen as well, you need to build compositions akin to what I'm building here. You need Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch, and you need to look for a couple of Centaurs as well, because the good news is it's all actually in the same building. Like, the craziness is having all these units into one. Spawns can help too, but this is kind of the composition you should be looking for. Because one of the biggest mistakes that I often see Tzeentchian players do is they keep using demonic units, and they have such a high turnover rate of those demonic units that it's very difficult to keep up with the recruitment requirements against the fights that you're doing. Blues and pinks get crushed against High Elves, and blues and pinks get crushed, typically speaking, against Lizardmen, because Chameleon Stalkers and the Pew Pew Boys that Uxor's going to have will demolish all of your demonic units. And obviously against High Elves, they'll just get shot to death. Doesn't matter how much barrier they have, you need something that has a lot of armor and shielded. And this is what I like to look for. I mean, we got very lucky with the Soul Grinder because we confederated the Tzeentchians to the west. Yep. We looked for the Confederation so many times, and then finally got it. So you always want to have a close eye on that one. We can get another 20 Grimoires a turn here, because we're gonna probably try and keep the Winds of Magics in this area as high as possible. And then one of the biggest things that you always want to do as well, spam growth wherever you can. Spamming growth is a really important thing to do, because it enables you to get to the point where you're higher tier already. And then the way that you actually facilitate your armies is, and your building specifically, is just going to things in the sea. Honestly, just looking around the sea and looking for things to give you a little bit of a jump in gold. Like, I went to 30k not that long ago because we were looking for the things in the sea. The battles shouldn't be a problem because Kairos can just fly all over the place and just be annoying. So yeah, it's normally pretty decent. But yeah, that's what I'd look for. And honestly, regarding the new Lord, excuse me, my recommendation is to have a new Halberd Lord with your army to begin with, because you want to level that guy up. I have a level 10 Halberd dude because I basically made it his responsibility to take on all the settlements of Slaanesh. So Kairos could get ready to defend either from Teclis or defend from Oxodal. And it's worked out beautifully. So we'll wait and see what the Beastmen do. My expectation is they're going to attack my capital. Well, excuse me, the capital of the province, apologies. And we're going to be ready for them. If they do exactly that, because we're getting some good stuff in here as well. So going to be happy with that fight. Yo, Goon, how we doing?
Take my money, you beautiful fellow, you. Hope you are doing well.
I'm doing wonderful, Goon. How are you, my man? Much love to you as always, my friend. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. So yeah, this is perfect. This is a perfect example The Skinks will struggle. The red-crested Skinks specifically will struggle because we have a couple of units that can actually start shooting them, so they're super squish. Chameleon Stalkers and the Skinks will have an impossible time of getting through our front line. And then obviously the Feral Basilions, I'm not too worried about. We can deal with that accordingly as well. You know, we have the Exalted Hero, and we've also got other options like the Flamers as well. So it should be fine. And Goon, most of you, my man. Thank you for the 30... Is it 3 months? Take a shout out, you handsome bug. If you guys don't know who the wonderful PC Space Goon is, honestly, one of the goats of Total War. Love the guy to bits. Hasn't played Total War recently. More of a variety kind of fellow with strategy, but super lovely guy nonetheless. Waste your economy on massing horrors to deal with lizards and elves early. It's a great advice, thank you. More than welcome. You are more than welcome. Yeah, blues and pinks just don't work against those factions. It's one of those, it's the easiest trap that people always fall into, is just trying to utilize... I mean, it's a very logical thing to do. It's like, I am playing a demonic faction. I'm going to recruit my demonic units. That right there makes perfect sense. You are of sound mind if you make that assumption. But you need... It is a bit of a shame. It is a bit of a shame that you have to use Warriors of Chaos stuff. You really do. Your Yuan campaign is done. I can credit all of Cathay by turn 50. God damn, well done. We're going to go with a bit of an improvised Hannibal U-shape here, because one thing you got to remember in a scenario where we're fighting against Elizabeth, the second we can break through their lines, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for.
Unless you have the Changeling's auto-resolve buff.
Yo, King Rebel, thanks for the tier 1. I appreciate you, bud. Yes, that would help a lot, that's for sure. I mean, you got to keep in mind that demonic units also have garbage auto-resolves. So Warriors of Chaos will always have better auto-resolves in a generalized statement. Right, let's get these Cabrel hiding on the side. And then, like we said, let's just dot my blues at the front. The pinks can be dotted at the back. And then the Soul Grinder. Here's the bitty bad boy. Maybe I'm going to try and cook up a little bit of a interesting start, as I'm almost certain you should be able to confederate for this Soul Grinder. I imagine it's almost guaranteed. There'll be a way you can guarantee it, I'm sure of it. So your boy might have to start going into the laboratory there and have a little look-see as to how that's possible. Karis has obviously got a ton of barrier, so let's leverage it where possible. We have Gaze of Fate, so I think my game's just crashed. The game evidently thinks I'm too powerful. Yes, I am far too powerful, folks. Let me reload the game. It's always a strange situation where the game crashes by itself. Schemes? Schemes indeed. Scheming is afoot. Is there a way to cheese the Staff of Tomorrow quest early? Find that quest pretty hard early. Cheddar? I'll do that quest and kind of break down my thoughts of it in a second. Didn't appreciate your comments about demons? Well, for the majority of the time, demonic units suck. They are doo-doo most of the time. But I only speak the truth. I mean, if any of you guys right, type 1 in the chat. Do me a favor. Type 1 in the chat if you played any of the demonic factions on the release of Warhammer 3. Type 1 if you did. Let's see how many homies played Warhammer 3 with the demonic units from the get-go. 2 of you didn't as well. So, of all the folks typing 1 right now, you have suffered. You have suffered. I remember playing Nurgle on release of the Warhammer 3, and it was one of the most miserable things I've ever experienced. I had a full army of, like, Exalted Demonettes, and I went against a Tier 1 Empire army, and it was like, nah, you can't win that, bud. That's a valiant defeat right there, Chief. That is a valiant defeat there, Chief. Hey, Baven. And it was like, holy moly. What is going on here? Also, my game's still loading. Sorry, boys. Something you didn't miss out, bud. I tell you that for free. You did not miss out. Yeah, here we go. Should load back in. Should be loading back in. I know I did play. You played Nurgle first. Nurgle was one of my first as well. The replenishment was garbage and release, and the raw resolve was unbelievably trash. The moment you went into a Cathay Arm, it was over, pretty much. Alright, the game should load in a second. I don't know why it does randomly. Warhammer 3, for some reason, takes ages for the game to pick up. I'll just do display capture for now, and then once the game picks back up, we'll do it. If it's loaded yet? Why haven't it loaded? Do I have to refresh it? OBS is so weird sometimes. I'll just display capture for now. Yeah, Daniel stack of the 19 blue horrors with 2 parts equipped and different AoE damage auras. Nice. I'm a big fan. Do you know what? I honestly think Daniel's faction could be fun, but I think there's just so many little things that make it trash. For example, there are too many options. I know that sounds controversial, but I think there's too many options, which makes it so that most of the options are pretty trash that you use. Like, I think if they executed, like, some of the monogod stuff properly, I think you wouldn't have as much of an issue regarding Daniel. But I think due to the fact that you have so many things you can build into, everything sort of gets devalued, and then it basically forces you into either Khorne builds or Tzeentch builds, for the most part. I think, yeah, the TLDR of Daniel, I feel like, is a really, really cool idea, but very poorly executed. Which is big sad, really. Really big sad. I mean, Nurgle's more like a Mortis engine and stuff like that. It can work fine, but normally playing for your army is better. And Khorne is really good at that. You did Daniel first, my goodness. I wonder where they came up with calling him Daniel. I wonder if, like, in the office, it was just like, what do we call him for this video? And it's like, call him Daniel? It's like, yeah, sure. Sounds good to me. Sounds like a good idea to me. Yeah, they're so quick at running away. The AI's definitely gotten better at avoiding this spell. Unless they're just rotating into it. No, they're running away from it. Wait, are you running into it? So they avoid vortexes now. Interesting. Eat this cast, nerd. How about those apples? It was some developer live chat, was it? That's pretty funny. Just avoid all this garbage. We could cheese ammunition, but what? I don't need to. It's because during the live stream, a certain streamer... He did a random video, we should call him Daniel. Okay, interesting. Do you know what streamer that is? Or who was? Who it was? That's some Warhammer 3 lore, that's pretty cool. His skill tree and his faction tech is so crippling, yeah. And it's a bit of a shame you can't use items on him as well. Like, not being able to use items on him, I feel like sucks too. But I honestly really wanted to love, like, playing Daniel. I really wanted to love playing that faction, it's just I couldn't. Really wanted to. I'm tempted to play a lot of Daniel and just see if I can make it work. Like, I've actually had quite a lot of people ask me for a Daniel guide. But that would require me playing him a lot to understand how it works. I know the core concepts of what makes him strong, but... Alright, we can actually already abuse the situation here. Can we do a little loving? Yeah, I definitely think a lot of stuff is not... I think Daniel was one of the most popular factions, but I don't think they calculated, like, time of playing it, right? Or how many turns. I think what the figure they probably looked at was who clicked start campaign with them. Because that is obviously very, very deceptive. Okay, we're pulling away these armies. Pulling away the units as much as we can. This is the beautiful thing about Kairos. You literally just killed most of the army before they even close to you. Okay, we're dragging a couple of units away over there. Reducing what we have to fight here, which I'm fine with. And then since we've lured them into a false insecurity here, the normal pathing of the AI will, like, clump up around here, which we're looking for. And then once we get anything we can shoot, that's actually going to be really good. The only time I made Daniel work was going for Nurgle or Provinces. Yeah, Nurgle is really strong. I mean, Nurgle magic in general, I think, is probably the best in the game by a long way. Kislev was? I don't remember. Right, nice. We've gotten some pretty nice blobs. Oh no, it's the 6 seconder, isn't it? Let me gaze a fate a unit then, just to cancel that spell, because I don't like the idea of that. And we'll just cast this into them. Yeah, it's actually a really nice cast. Chuck down this as well. And then the Soul Grinder should start smoking the Feral Bastilon. And then let's pull these guys around. And we can do a bit of a hammer and anvil situation. Good news is with the Flame of Tzeentch is it really, really, really messes up the AI. I think it's an 8 Winds of Magics. Yeah, it is. Good, let's just come in. And then here is the reason why I 100% highly recommend Chaos Warriors. Like, you'll see exactly why I just like going Chaos Warriors here. Because they will not get remotely close to penetrating through my composition here. Like, there's no way they're going to get remotely close to having breaking through this front line. It's going to be too strong for them. This front line is as good as a brick wall for these guys. It is near enough a brick wall. Alright, this is a bombardment. I don't really necessarily know where we can start getting value, but we'll chuck it here. Pretty sure they'll just run away from it. So now, cycle charge, behind. And make sure the relevant units are actually attacking. Yeah, that's good. Get these Aspiring Champions on you. Rampage is happening. Classic. Let's get there. Blues shoot whatever they're able to. Like, Chameleon Stalkers will be fine. And this is us leveraging... who has Terror in the front line again? Soul Grinder. Soul Grinder just tearing everything. Huge. Let's position you onto the side. Oh, that is me forgetting the Centicores because I'm a noob. I mean, that is me baiting the AI out to stacking here. As you can see, they've stacked really heavily. So we purposely utilize that unit to absorb as much pressure as possible for us to get better magic off. Likely story, streamer. Likely story. I mean, you can't prove it otherwise. Right. So yeah, we just have the things and the tools required to take out the units that they're using. And always put the Flamer on the side here. Always have the Flamers on the side. Because you want to shoot into the... Basically use them like an Iron Drake, basically. Easiest way to describe it is use them like an Iron Drake. That's how I like to use them anyway. And you can see all of a sudden, like, a scary army. We're now completely holding them. And we're just utilizing anything and everything that we know will do well into them. And there's nothing they can do to stop us here. Like, everything is just dying. We don't have to worry about most things. Our front line is completely fine. All their range units aren't an issue. Oxodal himself is not worth worrying about. Like, we're pretty much just laughing here, really. And this is the reason why building bespoke to what you're fighting is one of the most important concepts for Tzeentch. If I built pinks and blues here, I'd have lost 100%. My front line would have just got melted. Like, very, very, very quickly, my front line was just dead. And, like, I didn't really think that I needed... Like, from an execution perspective, I didn't really do anything too special here either, I don't think. Like, I wasn't really doing anything spicy or fancy. Just playing front to back, hitting everything that I knew was the most priority target point. Nice. Got to change your ways for each fight. As Tzeentch wills it. As Tzeentch wills it indeed. Cultist was good at sponging damage there, which is nice. And let's start moving up. I'm on bonus already.
The good Dowie way. Do not shame your injections, Dowie brethren.
This is actually a settlement, so we don't need to fight them anymore. Just we had Tzeentch Minotaurs. Yeah, Tzeentch Minotaurs would be sick. Tzeentch Minotaurs would be pretty goddamn sick. I mean, I think technically you can recruit them from Beastmen. And they will be blue, but it's not the same, is it? Being a best frontline option when 3 came out, and it was brutal since they're living on their 80 armor. Well, the problem at the very beginning of Warhammer 3 release as well was that there was so many ranged. There were so many ranged that it just wasn't worth using them. Wow, Talisman Preservation. Thank you, Oxidal. It's very kind of you, buddy. I love how he doesn't have the Oracle Sacred Plagues in his army. I'm very kind of him. I'm very kind of him. Oh shoot, I didn't sack it. I forgot about that quest already. Legitimately completely slipped my mind. So we get Regrowth and Shield of Thorns is pretty nice. Tzeentch's Firestorm is honestly not that much of an issue. Normally, Death Magic, Beast Magic is all garbage. Normally that's pretty garbage. Normally, honestly, Life Magic is something I'm a big fan of. I must admit, I'm actually a pretty big fan of Life Magic alongside in combination with what you already have. Because the Firestorm is nowhere near as effective as the Vortex variant of it. And you'll often find that you'll find opportunities to use other things. This has training, right? No, it doesn't. Okay, we can get training in Sami as well. I've been told the new hero on the disc is not very good. We'll see. I think the new hero on the disc is probably a bit meh. Right, let's see what's happening over here. So we can see in this settlement, oh, it'll be across the board, won't it? So we have a horde building. Local armies is obviously -1, which is this one here. And the runes obviously are giving Chaos Corruption as well. So hopefully the beastmen do actually end up coming over to this direction, because we will beat them if they attack the settlement. And we can obviously retain all of that at the same time. We have... Oh. So I would imagine Tehuin does not like us very much because of the things that we're doing to Oxodal. But hey ho. We'll grab this over here. Grab the rest of the settlements. And thankfully we don't have to deal with Teclis just yet. But I imagine he will fight us soon. But we have the availability of getting, you know, recruitment that we're looking for very quickly, nevertheless. And this army is now good to go. Obviously, would want to replace these blues with pinks. But overall, the concept of this army is performing exactly how I need it to. Which I'm happy with. So we could actually go into... I think you have to be in enemy territory, don't you? So we get... Wait, hold on. We get 125 per turn, and then we get, upon completion, we get 250. Are you telling me we get 500 from doing this? We also need a mage in this guy's army. I need a mage in this dude's army pretty badly. I suppose the cultist earlier would have been nice. Because right now I can't use any of my army abilities. Saw Dune 2 last night? Wait, is it out now? Skreklau. I'll need to check it out. He doesn't melee attack on the disc, that's the issue. Ah, okay. Keep him on the horse then. Thank you. So nearly showing. Well, aren't you, Mr. Fancy? I wonder if they should put in... Can you get Marauders? Can you get Marauders without Warriors of Chaos DLC, guys? Does anyone know? Bottom the right of Equilibrium. Sure. You get Marauders, which is spears. Ah, it's not the same. You need something shielded. Let's go training as well. I want veterancy of my Chaos Warriors. Right, Oxodal, I'm coming here to murder all your stuff. Smiley face. I'm here to murder you. Please don't resist. Would you guys be interested in me playing Daniel soon? So I would imagine Daniel gets all of the new stuff as well, right? Wait, does he not get any of the new stuff? Where does he literally get nothing new? It just doesn't show. He does, but it doesn't show. Okay. He gets the Changebringers? Oh yeah, I can see he gets the Changebringers. That makes sense, I guess. That's pretty good. Maybe a Tzeentch option could be pretty strong with him. He does just not update the roster? Right, okay. Then why is the Changebringer there? Hey, Espen. Why is the Changebringer there? Like, what is that all about? Where the hell are these pesky beastmen, dude? I want to get the rest of these settlements. Where are these pesky buggers? Such chains don't have devotion requirements? Really? Mate, they are really begging people to buy this DLC, aren't they, huh? They are begging. That is just silly. I'm a bit of a... I dislike pay-to-win stuff. Forgot about them for a moment, wow. Well, I mean, Blue Scribes don't have hag magic, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to check out Daniel. Tzeentch is a good way to start him. I think blues just in general, like blue horrors are so goddamn good. I think the value from blues, from a tier 1 perspective, I think there's very few units that get remotely close to them. That's an easy fight. So let's auto-resolve it. 900 gold to loot and occupy is probably something that I should have potentially have done. Dude, I am struggling for dollar. Do you know what I might do? We'll get military. We'll get income billings in here because our wins are high. Here we are. Finally, this is what I was wanting. This is exactly what I was wanting. Ooh, if he waits one turn, I can get a tier 3. 100%, I will beat him. And I will auto-resolve him 100%. The reason why it's... You want peace now? You've raised 3 of my settlements and you want peace. You can bloody jog on. My middle finger is currently up to that guy. My middle finger is currently well and truly pointed to that guy. He can absolutely jog on. Do you know what we should probably do? Stafford tomorrow. I think that should be fine. Yeah, my army's beaten up, but shouldn't be too scary, that. Plus we get my own trait. And we get replenishment. So, yeah, there's a couple of difficult fights. A couple of difficult and annoying units here. Core concept of playing front to back. Forsaken absolutely suck. They just have such low melee stats, it's crazy. If you go Corn first on Daniel, you do get some insane equipment. I think he gets regen and a engine in the first 1 to 3 levels. That's pretty sick, but I don't think, unless I'm mistaken here, I don't think Daniel has that many difficult fights early on, so early to mid, you just need to focus on snowballing to the point where you get pretty strong. Yeah, fighting is passed out, but I do love this quest. It's brilliant. I do like this quest. Malice is the most difficult part. Yeah, but you get to Malice like turn 30, 40, and by then you should have all the tools that you need to kill him. Because if I'm not mistaken, you potentially could start looking into getting like a Death Mage and just keep spamming Spirit Leech or something along the lines of that. Where'd you go first? I go east. Go east and just try and befriend whoever you can on that side. Then it starts next to him. It does take him a while to get towards you, if I'm not mistaken. I go east. I ignore him as long as I can. Like, Daniel is too weak to fight Malice early game. There's 2 ways you can approach it. Either you zerg him, or you leave him be for as long as you can. Because you can give terrain up. Like, I have no affiliation to any of the terrain that Daniel starts with. Like, you don't get anything good. Like, you don't get anything good enough to want to stay there. It's honestly one of the original Warhammer 2 baits for Nausea specifically, was staying around the Northern Chaos Wastes. You just shouldn't. You had no incentive to. Finding a new home was better. Right, so what we can do is move our composition to the left side here. I think I get flanked from behind. I'm trying to remember because I think they come from the portal, so I have to remember that. Let's grab all my units. So Kairos is all that. If I'm not mistaken, all I'm going to want to do here is look for them rotating through themselves like so. I'll tank that, I don't give a damn. I think we have a crazy amount of winds regeneration as well, so that should do a ton of damage. Beautiful. Caught it at the right time. Let's start regenerating my barrier, so hopefully we won't take any HP damage. God, these guys need to chill. If I land, I think we'll avoid some. Close enough. Right, we've killed a couple of units already. We're just going to play and do as much damage as possible. Position ourselves accordingly to deal with what we need to. Let me press R again to make them run. Start flying again. Also, keep in mind, if I'm tanking damage, it literally doesn't matter because I'm using life. It's like, oh no, I'm taking damage. Whatever will I do? Judging from the 2 Forsaken there, it would have been worth casting the Pink Fire Tzeentch there. Stop punching yourself? True. Yo, he's clean magicking me, you jerk. Shouldn't matter though. Shouldn't matter. It's good. It's good. Because you actually get a lot of time to do damage to his composition. And look, you see here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to charge him. I want these guys to blob on me. I'm fine. I'm going to try and get these Forsaken to blob on me. I still have a reasonable chunk of barrier. And then once they start blobbing on me, like so, chuck the Vortex down. We're going to get... Oh my god, look how much fat value we're going to get here. Now we start running away. And the one unit that I really need to die here, I'm going to root you this Forsaken to keep them into it. And then I should start flying pretty damn quickly. Running towards the Chaos Knights, which should be fine. Good. And then let me just check out my inventory. Shoot, I did not pay attention to that. That's okay, though. Full center goes back. I was just focused on what Kairos is doing, but I'm okay with that. So Kairos has already done a ton of damage. 4,000 value. Jesus. And let's reposition. Shoot into here. Let's get a regrowth going, I think. Did I cast it on somebody? No, I cast it on the wrong unit. I have no way to cancel it either. Oh, disastrous. It's fine. We didn't even want to do that. I'm not even bothered, honestly. Copium. Yeah, I didn't even care about that, actually. Yeah, that's... I wanted to do that. I wanted to heal that unit specifically. That is as Tzeentch intended, my friends. As Tzeentch intended. Alright, we need to start looking to try and take down these Exalted Flamers. So any kind of inventory here is fine. And, yeah. Kairos has gone right into the old Thunderdome here. Does Halt cancel casting? Well, like an escape? No, I think the only way to cancel it is annoyingly casting something else or using an item. You like a thing of Slaanesh? Yeah, the Slaaneshi units are pretty good. I'm a pretty big fan of the Slaaneshi, what do we call it? Hold on, I actually think Flame Vortex here goes hard. Nah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Chosen of Slaanesh. Really strong. Surprisingly so. Right, overcasted regrowth. Bada bing, bada boom. You have defeated your past self. Heck yeah. So there's going to be an army coming through this way. We're just using some of the units to hold them. And you can see the Chaos Warriors just completely printing value now. And then I'm going to do this. Because since we're elevated here, we were able to efficiently shoot over them. So it's one of the biggest factors you got to remember is that if you're utilizing Chaos Warriors, they're big. Hey, Shuts. What are we up to? We're hitting ourselves currently. That's what we're up to. We are in the position where we're hitting ourselves. AKA doing the quest battle. So this is my future self coming up. Okay, come back over here. So once again, let's just start recognizing what our victory conditions are here. We're going to reposition here and look for this one. I know that my hero and the cavalry here can finish the rest of this. And then you can chase all the stragglers. I'm going to go regenerate the barrier here. Any unit that has the capacity to shoot over here, we're going to try and use that. This is the Burning Chariot, which I'm not too worried about. This is the blue that we're more than happy to trade off. Oh my goodness. Luca the Indecisive. Come on down, my friend. Come on down. Oh my goodness, you are just absolutely toast. Why would you charge to that unit? But thank you for doing so. Yeah, I think it's... Me having a Soul Grinder has made this a lot less realistic from what you guys may experience. Let's just heal him up again. This is why life magic is so goated, man. All hail the changer of the ways. That's what's up, baby. That's what's up. Just looking for what we know is going to be good to fight. Still healing up. Killing these annoying units. Push up towards the pinks. Kite you back. Firing champions are there. You keep shooting here. Try and stagger them. How's a three-headed hero? Really good. One of the reasons why it's so good is because it allows you to deal with units that you previously couldn't. Basically, you have a lot of anti-large now on... or you've got a really... Oh my god, my Exalted Flame is dead. Ah, beauty. Only a tier 3. You basically have a lot of availability of killing single entities now, whereas previously you normally struggle. Yeah, this actually is a tough fight, but I think probably deploying yourself a little bit further around here and just looking for more value with your spells and slowing the pace of the battle down is what we've been smarter than. If I slowed the pace of this battle down right down, we'd have had a lot easier time there. But yeah, Chaos Warriors are a must. I think without having level 14 there, we'd have probably struggled a lot. But I have done it in the past with just blues and pinks. But you've got to be very, very cautious with how you take trades. Because you kind of have to go with the spamming blue horror, blue fire and stuff like that onto your future and past self. But you got to keep in mind you got to kill everything as well. Yeah, pretty impressed with the Soul Grinder. Just deal with the pinks now. Yeah, I just think the Chaos Warriors are just so unbelievably needed. As it's one of those things where I often view it as consistency is kind of key. And having units that provide consistency with an army is, you know, worth every penny. And that consistency is basically having a unit that can actually sit there and tank. Are people down in the Chaos Realms of Tzeentch? Absolutely, Banana. Absolutely. Nice. Healed up you. A good chunk. Yeah, I lost the blues to be expected. It's a shame about the Exalted Flamer, but we'd replace them pretty quickly anyway. We got tier 4 recruitment, so not too fussed about that. We'll see. Rank 7 on our Chaos Knights, which is nice. Yeah, I think us allowing their cavalry to break through like that was not smart. Yeah, I think as long as you're like roughly level 9, you shouldn't have too many issues with this. And I can't remember what level you unlock it. What level do you unlock the Staff of Tomorrow quest, guys? What level do you unlock it? Ah, 7 grand from that. Should we take replenishment or do we just take money? I'll take money because I'm pretty certain that Oxidal's not going to be able to make a composition to punish us just yet. Right, we'll go plus 40% barrier during battles, which is huge. And I think you can go into banner regeneration as well. Which I personally think I prefer. If I'm just reminding myself... Quickly, I'll remind myself just to make sure that I'm not being silly. Yeah, that's the play. Barrier is always brilliant. Because it means you can value trade with it. Nice, we've got a great thing as this. Honestly, I'm not sure if you guys are the same. When I did this, right? When I first played Tzeentch, and I saw Gate of Tzeentch, and then I saw Greater Gate of Tzeentch, I thought I had to give up the pink summons to get the Lord of Change, and I was like, give me the pinks, baby. I don't want the... I'd rather have this. So I remember my very first campaign, I didn't skill the Greater Gate of Tzeentch. This was like 2 years ago, whenever it was, when it was released. Good times. And I was like, I don't want to lose that. But obviously they're two separate, you know, buffs. But hey ho. You live and you learn, eh, folks? You live and you learn. And nice, with the additional replenishment, we'll be able to replenish very quickly. Double pink situation, which we wanted to replace those blues anyway, so I'm happy about that. And then we're going to get this one built up in 3 turns. Smartest thing to probably do here is build the port one, because we gain another building in there for growth. So this army is going to probably siege us, I would suspect. Like I said, they want peace, but not a chance. They'll just betray me again. I don't need to recruit any more blues. I'm almost certain if this gets upgraded, the garrison that will be available to us here will be enough to auto-resolve it. And the reason we will want to auto-resolve is because we want to kill the army fully. And ensuring that the army is fully dead is the most important thing there. For sure. And what's the bug, Demon? What is the bug? Also, I'm drinking iced tea right now. It's delish. Love me some nice tea. Oh, he's got his ambush thingy. Is the teleport stance guaranteed in ambush, guys? Does anyone know? I don't think it is, right? People have told me that ambush is a teleport is a guaranteed ambush. It's a guaranteed ambush, no matter what your reduction is. That is so savage. Alright, we'll test it then. I failed on them before? Ooh, interesting. The plot thickens. The plot doth thicken. That is a trash army. Right, let's try it then. We are ambushing them. I mean, that was with a minus 50% as well. You buy it with much wins? I mean, 40 wins of magics to guarantee an ambush in an army seems pretty good to me. And then it allows you to use a lot more of an aggressive composition. I mean, we are in an area where we should regenerate a lot of wins anyway, so... Plus, Karis has skills to give him wins of magics anyway. Had a friend with 100% ambush defense chance in a multiplayer campaign. He got ambushed by Tzeentch. Oh, really? That is frustrating. That's one of those things where it's like, I literally can't do anything about this. It's like, no matter what I do here, I'm punished. And those moments suck. Right, I'm going to set up on shooting the snot out of these guys. Otherwise, they'll start taking advantage of the situation and be annoying. One of the things that I often see people do is try and do too much in a fight. But, the one benefit here is we have a better composition, right? My army is far superior to theirs, so I'm not bothered about deploying in multiple directions. Because I shouldn't be punished for it. Oh, did I forget to take him off his disc? I did, but it's fine. So apparently he's going to be trashed here, so we'll see it. Oh, I should have merged these guys and locked them to the walk forward. And then these guys can just pew-pew whatever they can pew-pew. As you see. And then we move over here with you, move over there with you. Karis can start looking for magics. That's a tasty spell there. And yeah, here they go. These are bowlers, so I was not worried at all about them. Bowlers have... I mean, the bowlers are pretty trash, not gonna lie. At killing anything that's a large entity. They are well and truly a inventory killer and only. Yeah, now I'm actually very curious. Staff of Tomorrow is going to give us another spell, but we actually don't do enough damage. I mean, the best thing about the Staff of Tomorrow as well is it allows you to cast another spell straight away. You got to make sure you got the wins for it. So good enough. And you can cast things like Pink Fire of Tzeentch into anything you're attacking. Especially when you have a Chaos Warrior frontline. You don't need to worry about friendly fire and hurting them. I'm trying to remember what you get from this. Is it from spells you gain benefits from it? Yeah. Oh no, it's entity deaths. Okay. So I can cast this in here with pure competence because it's going to do next to no damage to you. Beautiful line of Tzeentchian magic being used here. Love to see it. And we'll chase around everything else. Yeah, this guy definitely feels like he's struggling to utilize attacks on his disc. Bit of a shame. Once again, just cast in there with confidence. These poor buggers, eh? Right, let's have a look how long it takes this disc die to do anything. Let's look at the HP. So 2,900. He still hasn't attacked. Yeah, still hasn't landed a hit. Still hasn't landed. Still hasn't landed a hit. Did he literally just have no weapons? Oh, he's hit one. He actually hit there. Oh my god, is he hit? You could tell he did damage there. Okay, this is a little bit embarrassing. He is struggling. Okay. He actually is hitting hits. He is getting there. Oh, now we actually really... Wow. Now I've, like, really put him on the... put him in the limelight here. He's just hitting everything now. He goes into the limelight and is now like, I'm going to hit every goddamn thing. All cryo rounds are powered by entity death. Just gives different effects. Yeah. I remember I'm not sure if you guys remember this, but I remember when it was a Nurgle and then Sunesh double War Chaos Shrine in multiplayer that was really OP. Oh, hold on, we got an Ikiclaw. Tell say that Ikiclaw, Chief Warlock of Kranskar, Master of Warpstone, Flayer of the Forge Master, Garak Bloodtongue, Butcher of Chico Mek'Tal, Gutter of Jarl, Alfildil, Demon King, Burner of Magister Klaus von Dysenhof, and then Razor of Helt Wigstadt. I've never heard that saying. Jesus. And Etienne, thanks for the follow, buddy. If it moves, hit it. If it doesn't move, hit it till it moves. True. I do think Realms of Chaos items return in the future. It's a shame that you can't go with IE. I would like to think that they would return. I think some of the most... Oh, shoot. Do I have no more movement yet? Can I not then go attack him now? I can't. And Moringa, thanks for the follow as well. I mean, I can't then go and attack him. He could literally just take my settlement from me. Okay, that's the reason why ambushes pretty do then, clearly. What magic do you guys like using? I honestly only ever really use life magic. I'm kind of boring. I'm kind of boring like that. Miscast minus 40%. It's the reason why I typically don't go in earthing, because you get so much reductions of it anyway. Lords of Change. Wins of magic costs for Lore of Tzeentch spells. That's worthwhile. Especially since I'm going to be using high amount of cost. Because that probably is going to take us from 16, what will that be? To 13. Overcast of that bad boy. Likely like 18, 19, so that's pretty strong. Any opinion on the Zangor changes? I think it was needed, but I think they went too far. Death, just for the second point. Oh, of course, you're right, for the passive. Wait, hold on. If you're using the passive, can you... If you get all of them for the passive, do you keep the passive, or do you have to have it activated on you? I feel like you have to have it activated on you. You keep... Oh, wow, that's strong, then. I thought you had to have it on you. You keep it? Damn. Okay. Okay, okay, we'll try it. Okay, this is important. Please AR this. Perfect. Screw you, Beastman. You Beastman scum. Crap, a lot of them survived. Right, now I can go take... Oh my god, a lot of your units survived. My dude. I have to make sure this guy's dead. Let me go into... Double hard to hit. And then... Screamers, I think. Damn it, he's on a chariot. Oh, heroic victory. Yeah, go on then. Just started play War Warhammer 1. Nice! My first time playing this type of game. That's amazing, dude. If you have any questions, never hesitate to ask, my friend. As there is a lot of amazing people in the chat that are more than happy to help. And I myself will do everything I can to help you out as well, my dude. You've stumbled across a very good community. There's a lot of lovely people when it comes to all things Total War. Right, now I'm going to go grab all that back. His faction should be dead, and I now can re-establish the east side. I mean, Total War is a really overwhelming game, my friend. I won't lie to you. There's a lot of learning, but as long as you're willing to make mistakes, you know, it all happens. I would say that Warhammer 3 is the better game for the point of entry. And the reason I say that is because you've got the prologue. Yeah. A lot of different stuff in Warhammer 1 and 3. Yeah, Chairfiller, exactly, yeah. Agreed. A lot of stuff has happened since Warhammer 1. Because Warhammer 1 came out 10 years ago. Believe it or not. 95% of the game from streamers and communities. Honestly, funny enough, that's how I learned to begin with as well. Warhammer 1 is hell. I wouldn't say it's necessarily hell. It's a good way of coming into the game, but it's obviously not as good as 3. I learned a lot from Lionheart, from Fred, from Art, and Toba when I was first starting to learn the game. And obviously streaming as well helped a lot. You guys helped me tons. We still have some OGs that used to watch me back in the day teaching me, which is pretty dope. Still got some OGs hanging around, still helping out. But the difference is now I teach them, or help them. So, you know, I'm going to go into Magic Reserves, because it'll help my overall army's reserves. Good. I'm going to force match into here, because I checked that Oxodal has very little armies now. And I'm fine doing this. We will grab ourselves... It gives Life Leeching and Kindle Flame. So, are we saying that I should grab... I mean, Fire Magic makes sense to get the passive of that. So, Death and then Fire. Because that'll increase my damage by all of my Tzeentchian spells by 10% as well, right? Or is Kindle Flame 20? Is Kindle Flame 10 or 20? 20. Another 20%. I'll take that. And fun fact about Fire Magic. It is the only spell school in the game that can go above intensity. Like, it is the only spell school that has amplification of its own damage. It's very cool. Right, let's colonize all these settlements. Get her built up. As you can... I think Chaos... You can go up to 200% more damage. So this guy's going to go and grab all these settlements back. We're going to, again, do what we can to make this province a little bit stronger. Let's get a bit of monies, because we're going to need a little bit of money coming forward. I think this Sacred Plague stuff is bugged. Is that money? No, that's a campaigny thing. What happened to the Tzeentch faction? I murdered them, and then the Beastmen raised all my settlements like jerks. Goddamn Beastmen. Right, I've actually got an interesting question to all of you wholesome hunks. Interesting question for you beautiful folks time. If you could have gone back to when you first started playing Total War, Warhammer, what is the one thing you'd teach yourself? What is the one thing you would tell yourself out of interest? You can teach yourself one thing. What is the thing you would like yourself to learn faster? Invest in Bitcoin. No, in Warhammer 3. Or Warhammer Total War. Ambush the air to not run away. Yeah, it's a solid one. Overcast spells was mind-blowing. True. And you could move Vortex in Warhammer 2. Growth is so much more important than the first glance. 100% agreed. Death Pass is one of the things that makes Kara so damn strong. True. Agreed. You got 2 really good talismans you're not using. I mean, on the main army, I don't need it on him. He's gonna get repositioned. We're using the sentient that one. The Golden Eye of Tzeentch is probably better than anything else I can use right now. Like the ward save, I don't care about. Having instant replenishment of barrier is more worth it. One of the 5 seconds, it hurts my soul to look at. Stefano, how do you feel now? Right. I love that insane cat emote so much. How to avoid arrows? Yeah, cheesing ammunition is always a good one. First, is to get an SSD? Yeah, definitely. That's a solid tip. Employ Battlesey as a general? Good advice. Don't start with Britannia. Yeah, Britannia is very difficult to play, especially because there's a lot of cavalry requirements there. Don't play Total War with your underpants with the window curtains open. Fair enough. Testament, I'll cry. Well, we don't want that to happen, Stefano. You are loved far too much here otherwise. Life, Fire, and Death. Yeah, the passive magic schools, we'll get them then. Wow, Tehuin is dead? Jesus, the Retties must be doing some work over here. Or is this a sack? Wait, why is it so cheap? Oh, it's it's capturing it, not sacking it. Wait, they've ran away. They literally just ran away from me. Alright. He knows. He knows the death that is coming his way. So we'll go into... I'm going to go into death magic now. Death magic, and then just wield this. And you're saying we keep the passive. It's pretty nuts if we do. But where's the passive? Are you sure we keep the passive of it? I can't see it.
It shall be.
Do I have to use it in a fight? And then swap it? Oh, you need 2 skill points. Ah, okay. Okay, boys, thank you. Pass it the second. Roger that one, roger that one, roger that one. Okay, boys, okay. Roger that one, Captain. Roger that one, Captain. Right, what else are we doing? We need to start getting ourselves into a situation where we're getting a lot more money. Our economy needs to be better. Bro, this is the most garbage landmark I've ever seen in my entire life. So its hero recruit rank's pretty good. Getting this one will be good because I think... Is it the Chapter of Knowledge that gives you... Yes, it is, yeah. It'll unlock our legendary hero. The sooner we get him, the better. And Pabs, thanks for the follow, buddy. Appreciate it. What we're looking for now, folks, we do need dollar bills, but the money buildings in Tzeentch is pretty damn garbage. I won't lie to you, Chief. Normally just having settlements gives you the more money. The actual settlement themselves give a reasonable amount. And yeah, Street Gang, thanks for the 99 cent. Appreciate it, man.
In the changer's name.
So this guy's job is just to run around collecting these settlements, right? It is. How do I react to that? I'm so new with YouTube things. I want to put a love hat on that message, but I can't. Warhammer Landmarks was made random in a generator. I believe a human person looked at that and thought it made sense. I think Landmarks used to be way better. They nerfed them massively. They massively nerfed Landmarks for no reason. Also, one really funny thing that I remember was they put in... They made a YouTube video about the landmark that's in Helman Ghost's tree. And they were like, oh, that's new, by the way. And it literally wasn't. It was literally in the game on Immortal Empire's release. And I was like, dudes, do you even look at the things you're making? I was so confused. I was so confused when that video came out, and I was like, I swear that has been there since the start. I was second guessing myself. But it was pretty funny. Yeah, they do a lot of good stuff apart from that, you know? Let me just check what this army is, because if we AR this one, it should be fine. What kind of composition are you running? Ah, trash. It's fine. I'm going to do a Kids of campaign. Any tips for someone who's hardly played them? It depends on who you're going to be playing, buddy. The tips that I will give you are... It's very subjective to who you're playing, honestly. Cat, probably. If you're fighting... So here's the TLDR tip of what I would give you for Cat Arena. If you're aiming to fight Drycha, build more Kislevite warriors. If you're aiming to fight Azag, build more Corsairs. And then get to Armored Corsairs as soon as you can. Is the TLDR of that one. And then obviously when it comes to fighting Throt, you can either... The approach is either you go straight towards Azag, kill him as soon as possible. Then you befriend Ungrim, and then get Ungrim to fight Drycha for you. And at that time, you then can go north to fight Throt or whatever's happening into the north. But keep in mind, going Azag first will starve your devotion. So typically speaking, it's better to go straight to the north. But then it depends on the RNG of the campaign, honestly. You roll with the punches and understand who's going to be annoying at what point. If I know that, like, for example, Consolidating is doing well, I will change up what I'm doing. Because I don't need to worry about the north anymore, because I know Consolidating is doing that, basically. Throt attacking me. Turn 12, he took Prague. That's actually a good thing, though. You want Throt to start taking those settlements, because otherwise you'll... I think I had to wait until, like, turn 40 to get Prague from a Confederation. Because you can't attack it because you go into a massive minus devotion. It's not worth it. Tim's sorry. Yang and Shut. Well, I mean, it's... Yang magic is fire damage. And Hashut magic is also fire damage. So it all revolves around the exact same thing. Of it being fire-related damage. Because the only thing in the game that exists regarding amplification of fire damage is Kindle Flame and weakness to fire. And you can see that the actual ability itself will show you that the icon there has the fire symbol. So if you go into the Burning Head, you go to Hashut, you'll see that the actual damage has fire right there because it's a flaming attack. So the lore in itself doesn't necessarily matter. It's more so the fact that it's a flaming attack. So don't attack Prague. No, it's not worth the devotions. It is not worth the usage of devotion. As the whole point of what it is just reducing the fire resistance. Because Hashut Magic in fairness has a lot of easy ability of getting to the point of reducing it as well. Because they specifically have a spell. Where is it? Ash Storm. Weakness to fire damage. So I hope that makes sense, Miller. So look. I don't think we need to necessarily do anything here. So knowing we have to spend as much money as we are to get all these settlements back, but it'll be worth it in the long run. It'll be worth it in the long run. Do not ever fight Dreiksha. Mate, Kizilite Warriors, and then Dreiksha's not a problem at all. If you run fire and hash Shut together, yeah, you get Kindle Flame. But the Vial of Hashut gives you a lot of weakness to fire as well. And there's other things like flammable you can obtain. But yeah, Muller, I can understand the confusion there. But yeah, it's just the fact that it's fire attacks. In fairness, Kizilite Warriors are 3 days old. True. Kizilite Warriors are insanely good against Dreiksha. Because she runs a lot of Treekins, and the Kizilite Warriors will beat them in a 1v1. Why aren't you going to reach this army? What's in this settlement? Military presence of 8, so I would imagine Oxshuttle is there. The only issue is if I move over here, attack, and then they run away, which they will because the balance of power is not favoured towards them, then that's just going to be annoying. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be a bit of a sneaky bugger here. I'm going to sit in ambush stance here, because I don't think that they'll move past me otherwise. God, the income buildings are so bad here. Perhaps makes our Ashra Guth gets Ashtom and Overcast stacks the weakness of fire. Yep, all of anything that's a separate buff that applies weakness of fire will stack it. As I remember, hold on, this is an old video that of mine. Oh, I'm still on display. I forgot I was on display still. I should be able to find thingy. Game capture. Let me find where this is. Where is this? God, it was a video that I made a long time ago. It was pretty much when I stacked all of the fire stuff. Where is it? I thought it wasn't that long ago. Where did I make this video? I basically one-shot Festus. I don't remember where it is, but I basically managed to stack all the... yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, basically stacked all the stuff with fire and Hashut magic and one-shot Kugath pretty much with like 2 units or something ridiculous. Bam, 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 bam. Get money buildings in here where we can. You can see that this province is a lot better for recruitment and buildings because we've moved it over to the right-hand side because it reduces the cost of infrastructure by 40%. So that's super nice. Super, super duper nice. Let's got growth in there as well. Very quickly we'll get to the point where it'll not be that valuable. Chuck a port in there as well. Oh, I'm going to force match because I should be able to attain that next turn. Do I have any more quests, folks? No, nothing I can do to make monies. But I'm going to be sustaining fights over here, hopefully more. Nice. And Runlin, thanks for the follow, buddy. Right, it's not looking too bad now. We've recovered. I think what I probably might do is make a guide for Tzeentch. I think I've learned enough about it to be confident about what you should do. It's all about understanding when you should start going east and when you should start moving Kairos to the west. Because it always feels so bad having Kairos all the way to the east, and it's like, oh, Oxodal's now attacking me and I have no one to defend it. It always feels trash. Wait, what? Why did I lose this? Eh? Oh, because it's giving me another one. What the hell is that about? I had one of the items, and it just took it away and then gave me another one because I finished that quest. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. You can't have more than one? Oh my god, that... Can I teleport on him now? No, you have to 100%, aren't you? Oh my god, that is annoying. It doesn't matter. I should have just teleported on him, mostly. This little rascal couldn't have done that. Let me get more money from settlement buildings because we are going to need it. We are going to need it. Can I afford to do this? Wait a second. Why is it so much cheaper? It should have been 2.5k, but it wasn't. Is it because this is infrastructure? Wait a second. Since this is infrastructure... Does colonization count as an infrastructure building? It must have done. Interesting. Or is it because of the quest finishing? No, I think it's probably because of the quest, right? I assume it's because of the quest. No, we already had the money come through, didn't we? Now that is interesting. That is an interesting idea. I actually don't know the full deets there. Wait, how have I met Daniel? Do I have a... Oh, because of the quest, Bob. Yeah, of course. I'll declare war on Boris. He's literally miles away, so it doesn't matter. And that'll tide us over. Beautiful. Oh, I wonder if he is... If he's doing Tzeentchian corruption... I can't see it. If he's doing Tzeentch corruption there, I could probably give myself a settlement all the way over there. Which would be pretty tasty. We'll do Tzeentchian corruption over here as well, just for now. No, we'll do research rate, honestly. We've got 100 Tzeentch corruption now, so it should be fine. This province is going to be okay again. Which I'm happy about. And then we can grab... Whereabouts is it? It's over this side. So when we fight Teclis, we can grab that for income too. Depends if you want to go to the north. It'd be lovely to... Do you know, what would be probably quite smart is if I take this settlement, and then I give it to the rats, befriend the rats, get catapults from them. Yeah, probably huge. If there's a new item added in there, so you work the bugs, sometimes mass values. Drop in the air, like standard items, which is explained. Ah, makes sense then, buddy, thank you. Wait, he's gone into the water. Surely that's an easy chase. Like, how has he only consumed that amount of movement? Like, he's literally not moved at all. Plus, it's not the worst thing in the world that Oxodal is going to be able to get an opportunity to make his army stronger. Just means more money from the fight. Oh, Throg attacked you, BMK. Yeah, weirdly enough, Throg attacked me really early on as well. Oh my god, I need one more Chaos Warrior in my army. Or is it total? Is it total or... Maintain the following units. Oh, it's just any unit. Okay. I can't reach him here? Can I teleport on him? I can. Thank God. This guy, dude. I have never in all of my life had that much problems killing an army being that elusive. Jeez Louise, dude. Right, fire magic now. But make sure to swap over to the life magic one. Spread corruption is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, do you guys think that should be a thing? Do you guys believe that should be a thing where the AI can legitimately run miles away from retreating from a fight? I felt like I had more than enough movement to take him down. I truly thought I had more than enough movement to take him down then, but evidently not. This guy served his purpose, so we would actually get a lot of money back bringing him back, which I'm probably going to do now. Take all of his items off, and then we'll respec you, bud. As you're not needed over here anymore. You have done your job, my friend, and I thank you for it. Alright, now we're in the green again, which is good to see. Karis is going to run over this side. We're going to take on Oxshuttle here. I definitely think I could have snowballed a lot faster here, though, I feel like. Wow, Tic-Tac-Toe is here already? That is impressive. So our army's going to need to look like Chaos Warriors and Pinks to deal with the remaining fights that we've got. I need another Chaos Warrior. I mean, technically I could recruit somebody in... excuse me, in this province here. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Although yeah, we'll just recruit this guy because it's not going to cost us anything. And just get one Chaos Warrior. We can get rid of him afterwards anyway. Because getting a cold will be huge, as we can then drop the blue. Because everything else fits really, really nicely into this army, honestly. Everything fits so nicely, apart from the blue. Just having low range. High ammunition really doesn't matter. Just not a big fan. Like, them getting really good missile block chance and things like that, and yeah, just not needed. Only 10% anyway. I don't care about your skills. You're gonna get kicked out. Actually, no. We will actually have to level you up once for it to let us to respec you and redeploy you. What's in this one again? Basically, all I'm trying to do now is recover our economy. So, what would be nice here? If I can... Ooh, income generated from these buildings is 75, but if I do this and I pump it into here, same thing, only 75. So what's the province that needs it? Is it this one? Yeah, you're all... Oh, wow, I have mainly growth building, that's why. We're a growth boy over this side. Hey, Gobbers. Do you know that Ashtankia curses are busted with Rampage? You can just put curses with Rampage on enemy legendary lord, and he's useless for the whole battle. Oh my goodness. That would not make... that would not surprise me at all. It's... I'm going to have to test that, Corbus. Should we fix it 25% max movement? Agreed. Are you implying the AI cheats in this game? On Legendary they really do, I'm telling you. On the Legendary AI is crazy how much they cheat. But, funny enough, the fact that the Legendary AI cheats as much as they do makes your life easier as a Legendary player. Like, funny enough, I snowball slower on easy difficulty than I do on Legendary. And the reason for that is I get more fights that I know I can win. And I can just do more things with what I have resource-wise. As getting a Legendary Lord leveled up a lot, you can pretty much kill most things with most Legendary Lords. Apart from, like, melee Lords like Calfrans, Tyrion, things like that. Right. So I have to do a quest battle. Not opposed to that. So if he takes a settlement... That would suck because it's a tier 2. Ooh, do I have Holt? Transfer settlement, I don't have Holt yet. Damn it. Having a Holt army here would be huge. Hey Adam. My early game struggles with Chaos Dwarves. The Chaos Dwarves, what you normally want to do, and also, I'm very proud of you, Adam. Main thing to do with Chaos Dwarves is just use Gorduts. Gorduts is your early game. Gordon's Backstabber is your early game. Right, let's get these guys. Let's get. Oh, do we wait for tier 5? What am I going to recruit tier 5? Let's take it back. Take a step back. What do I care about tier 5? Nothing. I can't afford it. Let's get tier 2s across the board now. I legitimately can't afford having tier 5 units right now, so there's no point. Wait, you went to this settlement? How did you manage that movement? You went in a direction where you didn't have a road. What's the best invocations? Ursus. I like the Ursus one because it gives 5 supporters per settlement you take. Alongside, you get the army ability that lets you slow them and increase their fatigue. Basically, allowing you to get more volleys off. So you double whammy that. Please don't retreat a million years away. Surely I can attack you. Oh my god, 1% left. I was gonna say. I would have been very big sad otherwise. Right now. Hey Lantry, good to see you, handsome. Hope you're doing well. Now we run over this way. Take out Oxshuttle. He has an army there of 3. It's a good job he didn't attack this one, in fairness. I'm quite happy with that. We're going to go into fire, because that gives us the passive now, which is huge. Over this side, we got Arcane Conduit, which will stack. Over this side, we have him off his mount, right? Please? Yep, good. Honestly, most mounts aren't worth using for the most part. Let's go into health, as it'll increase his maximum barrier as well. So, the higher the health pool, the more barrier you'll get. Money where possible. Honestly, I'm in a situation where I think just money's all over the side is fine. Then again, in this main province, I'd rather upgrade that first to put money buildings in here because I can have, I can make this province make a lot of money basically. And then we'll deal with you. The thing that surprised me the most is Teclis hasn't fought us yet.
Say your piece.
I don't know why he hasn't, because normally it's a really good source of money as well. A bit of a shame, but... Alright. Does armor apply to barrier? Yep. It's basically the damage they take is the same. It's just the barrier tanks it instead. It's actually a really good question, that. Yeah. Any damage and resistances they have will apply to it, yeah. If you could have Karis's power of future and past sight, but no present, would you take it? I think you'd probably go insane, no? I think having something like that would probably make you go insane. Surely. I feel like I would struggle massively. Because at all points in my life, I wouldn't know what's real and what's not real, because I can't know what's in the past, in the like the current timeline, like what's happening in front of me. I wouldn't know that, and that would just trip me out. But you could then predict like Bitcoin stuff. So, but then what would your quality of life be? It's a hard one. That it's a bloody difficult question, that matey. Probably not, honestly. Probably not overall. I'm going to go whole army because it's going to be the most effective way of dealing with these guys. Force Peace is actually going to be good as well. While the Aspiring Chambers are impossible to take down. Yeah, it's really strong. Life would become planning and plotting instead of living. Agreed. Like, honestly, I'm pretty happy with all things life at the moment. Like, I really am. I've got you wholesome hunks to speak to. Yeah. Starting a new job on Monday. I'm pretty happy right now. I don't think that... I mean, it's a very interesting way of looking at it. And Cheddar, nice to... Need to sleep. Have a fun stream, folks. See ya. Yo, Cheddar, much love to you, man. Take it easy, bud. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. Ready for the job? I guess. I've been streaming for 6 months, you know. I'll probably start, like, first day and just be dead. Grats, caps. No, Jimbo, I appreciate the caps in there because it means you're even happier. Like you're shouting the grats. And that right there is an appreciated. But yeah, much love, Cheddar. Take it easy. Do you build a bunch of recruitment building duplicates for each reduced recruit time? Or do you focus on economy? Or somewhere in between? Juridan, that's a great question. And what you got to remember about building multiple buildings of the same thing is it only impacts your global recruitment. And I would honestly never recruit globally. Because the cost increases of it is too much. Like, in a pinch, yes, it's valuable. But you got to keep in mind that blues, typically speaking, are very quick to get recruit time. Because you can see that I have, currently, one building of blue recruitment in here. I have another blue recruitment here. And that's it. I have 2 buildings that recruit the same thing. And that in itself is enough to reduce the blues to 1. So, honestly, no. You don't really need too many recruitment buildings. Normally, you have a centralized area of where you want to recruit. And then you just leverage that as long as you've built bespoke to what you're fighting. Like, my army composition is perfect to fight everything that I've got in front of me now. Like, hey, Neurosis, good to see you, handsome. I've got Chaos Warriors, I've got Pinks, and I've got Centaurs, Cavalries, I've got the Soul Grind and things like that. I have everything I need to fight everything that I'm against. So I don't need to recruit technically anymore. Blues would only be in an emergency. Really trash army. We've taken away all his recruitment. But normally what I do as Tzeentch is... well, Kairos specifically, I should say. Specific to Kairos. Here as follows. Build growth everywhere, right? Get to rank 3, well, tier 3 as soon as you can. Get Centaurs in there. Get Chaos Warriors in there. Get Pinks in there. And that's your bread and butter for a long time, right? And only start building past Blues and Pinks when you know you're going to need it, right? Against Nurgle, you don't need anything but Blues and Pinks. You're fine there. Against the Soneshi army, you don't need anything but Blues and Pinks. Against the Beastman army that's nearby, you don't need nothing but Blues and Pinks. And then when you start fighting Teclis, or when you start fighting Oxodal, you need to transition to Chaos Warriors. And so there's 2 approaches there. If you're not playing a Legendary, you can afford to do this. Give the units that you had that were Blues and Pinks to a secondary Lord. And you should have a Lord following you from the get-go, right? I will always have a Lord following Kairos, because A, you get more chance to get items, because you have another Lord to increase the chance of stealing the item. And B, you can level that guy up to be ready for whatever composition he needs to take over, which will be the Blues and Pinks. Why pronounce it Tzeentch? Just the way I've done it. Just the way I've always done it. It's Tzeentch. I guess it depends on how you pronounce it, right? But that's the suggestion. That's like the overarching suggestion that I would say for this version. What's the correct pronunciation then, Zorosis? Right. I'm going to run over to the walls just to get them off the walls to stop shooting my army. And the Chaos Warriors can follow. Sometimes they pronounce it like that in game. Yeah, I thought so too. It's really weird the way they've done it. Burb God Terrafill? Yeah, that works, I guess. Many pronunciations exist? Yeah, true. It's a made-up name. It has no correct pronunciation. I guess is that, potentially, I suppose. Let's get the ward save in there. Let's get the barrier regeneration in there. Getting an ability to get barrier regeneration from the get-go is so nice. And this is why having Chaos Warriors is important. Wait, why did I... Well, I should have attacked here, right? I don't know why I'm attacking this side. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, though. And then this is why putting Kairos on the walls is important, as I am dwindling their forces here. Get everyone climbing. Get the Pinks up. Do you know what? Let's move the cavalry over here. On the walls. Move over here. Hey, Tecto, thanks for following me. Just as planned, as Tzeentch. As Tzeentch wills it, my friends. So what's the cost now? 17 for the overcast. It's pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Yeah, there's really not an awful lot of units here. Shame you can't use Infernal Gateway on walls, but understandable. Right, Kairos just took a bit of a beating there. Do you know what? He can stay in melee just for growth him, honestly. Literally doesn't matter. Actually, let me cast this first and then overcast.
For the answer, mate, winking face.
For the answer, mate, winky face. Oh, no, dude, I appreciate it. Thanks for the tier 1, man. You didn't have to sub. I do appreciate it, though. It's very kind of you. As you know, subbing in general is, you know, it's never necessary, but always really appreciate it. So thank you, man. I appreciate it. Let's get you on here as well. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where, like, unless someone corrects you, like, you'll never know, you know? Like, when I was a kid, I used to call bananas bananas, because I always thought it was called bananas, you know? I always thought bananas were called bananas until I was, like, 11. And then someone was like, you do realize it's not pronounced bananas, it's bananas. And I was like, you're just spoiling it for me now. It'll be bananas in my heart. Ooh, I might be able to get the cast here. It's a really risky cast, but I think it should be okay, because I believe they should be hit up here as well. Yeah, they are. Perfect cast, honestly. Should be just out of range of these guys. And it is. Oh, now... Wait, hold on. If we see them with... Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Get the banner regeneration up and running again. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it. Alright. We'll be going through the walls as well. Cavalry's doing a great job. You ask a non-English speaker who played his own language, the pronunciation will be completely different. Yeah, true. That is true. True. How many people in the chat have done tabletop stuff out of interest? Play characters and release, so I'm still stuck using the demonic units early. Any thoughts on the new Tzeentch units? Great question. I think the new Tzeentch units are fantastic. The Changebringers are OP, but most new things that they release are really OP and get nerfed like after a couple months. The Zangors are pretty trash now. They used to be really, really OP, but they're really not OP anymore. I think the main one for Tzeentch is just the Warriors of Chaos units, honestly. Let me cancel that spell, not happy with it. I'm just going to cast this instead. 25 years ago, Maximus? Nice, love that. What army did you use, matey? What was the army you used? It's a shame I can't get over here. Pull you guys over. As I looked into a Chaos Dwarf army, and like, it's like thousands. And Dreadquakes haven't been nerfed. Yeah, Dreadquakes have been nerfed. Dreadquakes have been nerfed a relative amount. Their projectile accuracy is reduced dramatically. It's nowhere near as good as it was. They basically used to hit everything so easily. No, I feel like just a normal standard Chaos Dwarf army is like £1,000. Yeah, Dreadquakes were gutted almost in comparison. OG army, nice. The dwarf, love that. Maximus.
You have not shamed your ancestors, Dowie brethren. You have not shamed the Dowie brethren. Your ancestors smile upon you this day. Your ancestors well and truly smile upon you this day.
I love the dwarves, always will do.
For the damage Cron, Maximus indeed. To die in battle.
Struggling to get the rest of my units in here, but it should be fine. Let's go and cap the middle with the cavalry. Most love Maximus. I love the dwarves, always have done. The Dowie are my favorite faction by a long way, so... 90s Games Workshop was affordable. Well, you can't print stuff out, can you? If I'm not mistaken, you're not allowed to print minis out. Like I was told, if you try and print minis, you can't use them in Game Workshop tournaments. It's kind of lame, but understandable. Kind of lame, but it's understandable. Let's go murder these guys. Just value trading at this point, which is good. Continue the value trading. I should be able to summon pinks inside of here as well. Oh, I can't because I've not destroyed anything. Ironically enough, I haven't destroyed any of the gates, so I can't summon in there. Put a lot of change in as well. And summoning in units, keep in mind, is also a balance of power, so it's always worth doing. Always worth doing. Crush these rascals over here. And just send these Lords of Change, probably just start hunting down some of these single entities here. Nice. I swear this used to cost Winds of Magic. It used to be so doo-doo when it did. Oh, that was an interesting missile projection, but hey ho. Alright, one of y'all... Okay, let's get the Centaurs, because they're the squishy boys. Centaurs, assemble. And I really should be moving in this direction now. We really should be moving over here. 24 melee defense. Zangors, it's more the armor as well. But yeah, they were really heavily nerfed. I was honestly surprised to see how nerfed they got. I mean, I knew they were a problem, but I didn't think they would nerf them as much as they did. It was not something that I expected. Like, I knew in my heart-to-heart, it's like, yeah, they probably need to be nerfed a little bit. But to be gutted the way they did was pretty surprising, honestly. Like, in comparison to their former self, I think it's easy to conclude they were gutted, you know? Like, they had, like, was it 40-odd melee defense? I think they had 80 armor. They were a true force to be reckoned with. And then now they're like 20... What are their stat line? It's really, really bad. It is surprisingly really bad. Yeah, 50 armor, 24 melee attack, 38 melee defense. Yeah, Jesus. Should have been made a tier 3. Even at tier 3, they were too good, honestly. They were basically better Chaos Warriors. Because you wouldn't then recruit... due to the fact that they would become tier 3, you wouldn't then recruit Chaos Warriors because you'd have no incentive to. So they just needed to be nerfed and taken down a peg, but I think they were very much nerfed heavily. So I can't with confidence say that I would use Zangor. I would use Chaos Warriors over Zangors. I don't think I would. Because why would you? How do you like Kislev now? Katarine is so much fun to play. Katarine used to be such a struggle bus and not that enjoyable, but Katarine has been buffed enough to the point where she's really strong. Like Frostworm against melee infantry, and then the slide against pretty much anything ranged. Really nice. In a very, very solid position. Plus, I think one of the videos that I released today on YouTube has made me realize that the chariot behavior, I think, should be standardized across the board to facilitate and utilize... just basically make chariots more useful. Pretty much. Is near enough to TLDR. If you can make a chariot do what they can do now with Katarine's sled, I think I would actually start recruiting chariots. Like, chariots, like Katarine's sled just naturally runs around and does stuff for you. Hey, skill switch. But yeah, I think Kislev in a really good spot. What about the other 3 units? I don't know what they are. I remember the monster unit, I think. Oh yeah, the Vortex Beast is actually... It's a pretty decent thing, it just takes a long time to get to. I know Changeling used to have a little... the Changeling used to have a way to get it really early, but not anymore. I think it's obviously a Mortis Engine effect. It's just it's a high-tier unit, right? Like, yes, you could get value out of it later on, but I think overall it's just a bit meh. And doesn't really fit a Tzeentchian roster. But I think it's okay. I mean, the legendary hero of Aecolt is incredible. Like he is insane. The sustainability and the value you can get from that guy is just ridiculous. Like, he doesn't die. You put him into anything and he just won't die. Oh, it reminds me as well. I need to get some mods for for YouTube. I need to get me some mods for YouTube. But yeah, I think the other Tzeentch units are really kind of whatever. Even with the nerf dispatch, he remains true. He lost 10 melee defense. Yeah, I think just him being a small entity, the melee defense doesn't matter too much. Plus, you could probably amplify it quite a lot through various of things. And honestly, one of the biggest weaknesses, I was like shouting about this on stream for a long time, even before it even came into the game. I was like, you need some kind of melee hero for Cathay, because it then complements the dragon-blooded mages, lords, which just came through, huge for Cathay, the gate heroes. And then Tzeentch also needed one, because you have very few good single-target fighters. And so they got some really good stuff. Also nice, so that's Ox Shuttle now dead. My economy has been saved. Yeah, I think Kislev got the best end of the deal. They well and truly got the best end of the deal. What do I need to do for the next bit? Got to move over there. Oh, you've got a quest battle. Yeah, apologies. Just a cheeky little quest battle. I would imagine it's not going to be too difficult of a fight, so I might just go do it now. Miscast reduction, sure. Give this dude... Make sure he's not on a mount. Good. Honestly, maybe on the horse I don't mind too much. Yeah, I don't mind the horse too much. I think it kind of enables you to then start running around a little bit easier. Yeah, decisive victory. I didn't remember this being a difficult fight. Because we got our boy here as well. Wait, have they actually made it so Aircold is in the fight? Because beforehand it wasn't even him. It was like a random lord. The Great Unclean ones are really good, but mostly because they can spam heals and everything. Yeah, Great Unclean ones are very strong as a lord. Very, very strong. Oh, it's here. The once great knight of Brethren of the Golden Eagle is on the path to chaos, though whatever it is in his choice to follow the path, or Tzeentch, who has set him upon it, it is known only to the Master of Fate himself. One step remains to complete his journey. Monstrous odds stacked against him that he must overcome. Honestly, feels bad. That right there was a first world problem having an SSD. Actual first world problem having an SSD. I literally couldn't read it fast enough. Feels first world problems, man. My loading speed is too fast. Feels bad, man. What was me? Right, we'll help him out by using relevant spells and whatnot. But yeah, this fight is not a worry at all. Interesting, they've changed the way that the general, where the general is, I believe. Oh, and I can heal him as well, can't I? Yeah, we're fine. We're A-okay here, boys. Let's get you to shoot the Cygors. We're gonna get in clean ones. Regularly in clean ones. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I definitely think from them compared to Lord of Change, they're a lot better. Healing in general is just too good. I think historically throughout the game, anytime you've got really, really powerful healing, you'll be in a good spot. I think Cygors are super squishy as well, if I'm not mistaken. But these are Gore Herds, so they're going to be relatively strong in melee. Man, I wish we had some Minotaurs. Wish we had some Minotaurs, honestly, but I don't know. Let's go get this guy to help with the Minotaurs over here. Karis really can't do too much here. I won't lie. As there's not many things that I can fight here. So with the Minotaurs there. We're going with a little bit of a wide formation. Oh, the Gorgons will crush my mage here, so let's back out there. Gorgons are a terrifying thing to fight. Oh my goodness. I completely trolled her. I didn't realise my flamers were here. Pull you buggers back. We're going to be A-okay, folks. Now let's focus on one unit at a time here. We might have split ourselves a little too thin. But it should be okay. Should be alright. No need to worry. Yeah, let's get barrier regeneration, so in melee we're actually regenerating barrier. Gonna chuck a cheeky spell here as well. Wow, my hero's crushing him. So, is it when nearby allies or enemies cast spells? So Karis needs to make sure he's nearby here. And just keep printing out spells, because getting melee defense across for my entire army seems pretty good. I don't mind that at all. So we're on +3 right now. That applies to everyone, right? Is it applying to even these guys that aren't my army? Or is it only him? It's only him, isn't it? Yeah, it's only him. But the range is oh, interesting. Total powerhouse? Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Nice. Wow, this cavalry, the speedy man things are doing a great job. Only applies to your army, only the exalted hero. Yeah, it's still pretty solid though. I'm happy with it. In comparison to the other option, it's definitely the way to do it. 10 melee attack and defense on this hero is pretty damn. Wow, Aecold is kicking this guy's butt. You'd love to see it. Well, I flew up. Alright, let's heal him. Let's give him some love. Cheeky little heal. He's going to want to join us even more now. We look after you, bud. We're here to look after you. There you go, regrowth. It's crazy that this fight looks scary at first glance, but it really isn't. You got nerfed this patch? Yeah. Hey, G2. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I'm a big fan of the Tzeentch roster now. I think it's a good spot. Like, this is just such a perfect hybrid of units. Such a good hybrid of units. Wait, kitchen stuff. How are we going to... You're doing kitchen stuff. Ooh, what are you making? Have we gone over the Tzeentchian fun that is the Tzeentcher? The Tzeentcher? What do you mean, sorry, the Tzeentcher? Am I being a dum-dum right now? Yes. Right, so unlocking him, we get weapon strength. Oh, it's an ancillary. Ooh, I've not seen that. Ooh, charge reflection is pretty solid. Probably the relevation of skill. Marauder of Tzeentch. Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch. Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, here's Big Man himself, boys. He still has 48 melee defense. And his skills probably have hard to hit in it. And then Blade Shield. Okay, bud. Like, the melee defense nerf does nothing. Oh, wait, he is the replenishment hero, isn't he? Aecold's a replenishment hero that we needed. Is Aecold free LC? I don't know if he's free LC. Or is he part of the DLC? Let's get rid of the blues. Free LC? Huge then. He is the chosen one. All I'm going to say is, give me a Bugman's Ranger hero for the dwarves, and I'll be happy. Give me Bugman's hero. Give me any kind of regeneration for the dwarves. We deserve it. The dwarves have done their time. They deserve it. They absolutely deserve it at this point. Blue Scribes DLC? Yeah. Pretty much a hero, give her punishment? Yeah. Dungeon Decay will be awesome? I bloody hope so. If it's another Shadows of Change launch, I'll be fuming. But I'm sure it won't be. They'll have learnt from their mistakes. Right, tier 2, tier 2. Yeah, this province is going to start making a lot of money. Well, I say a lot of money. It's like 1,000 or so. But when it comes to this, it's not too bad. Have you tried Consolidating's Patriarch stack with the Golden Knight? It's pretty busted. And thanks for the follow. I actually haven't. What does the Golden Knight give the Patriarchs? My understanding was the Golden Knight only buffed Zarguards, Ice Guards, and gave them armor and stuff like that. What does the Golden Knight provide them? 20% physical resistance. Pretty solid. I guess it depends on your fighting, right? I do like the combination of that. It does sound pretty tasty. Honestly, I haven't really played much Consolidating. I just prefer Catherine in pretty much every way. I can't lie to you, boys. I can't lie. I can't sit here and lie. Her sled is so good now. And with Silence, so they have like 40% ward save and 50% with Stronghold trait. Ooh, okay, I might have to check it out. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it, Shadow Ruff? 10 being like one of the best Doom stacks in the game. 1 being the worst. Where would you personally put it? I'm curious to see. I'm curious as to where you're going to rate it. 8 out of 10. Still have low middle defense. That's fair. Excuse me. Is it Golden Knight? Is it free DLC or DLC? I think it's DLC. I think it's DLC. But she makes it so Boris's weight is like 10 times stronger with your army compositions you build. And Katarina as well. The free DLC was a slide? Yeah, it was, yeah. You're right. Nice. Another rebellion. Let's go kill Teclis as well. If these guys are still alive, I'll go kill them and trade the settlement to the Skaven for artillery. Terracotta Bone Giant DLC. Yeah, really good heroes though, in fairness. Really, really solid heroes. I think Silence is such a cool buff. I'm not sure what you guys think. I really like I really like Silence existing. It adds yet more layers to the game, which I'm all for. It adds nothing but layers to the game. Oh, there's Croxigals and stuff in there. Right, we've finally got them recovered, having an actual economy here. I'm going to upgrade this one and swap it over to infrastructure, because I'm not going to build military here. Military is not what I'm building in this province. I'm just trying to make money, which will sustain a secondary army, which I'll recruit in my other... in my actual province where I'm going to be recruiting. For embedded horror heroes, all armies faction-wide. That's really good. My secondary army will be using them for sure. Alright, replenish troops. Hey, Cold. I don't really care too much about your fighting potential just yet. With replenishment, it helps a lot. Do you need to fiddle with the winds of to get income producing? No, not necessarily. Honestly, as long as you're going into, where is it? Transmutation of ore, this will increase your income by a lot. Hey, James, good to see you, buddy. Good afternoon. No, good evening, I think it is your time. Morning? No, lunchtime, evening. Either or. Now we've got the money building over here. We're building the money building over there. Honestly, I don't need growth anymore, actually. I'm going to get tier 5 in no time anyway. Early afternoon? Well, hope you had a good morning so far. And then we're going to be making money here as well. Because I can take it away from there. I don't care too much. Chuck it in here. Get some more money. Get 200 additional there. Where can we put this that'll make the most value? That I'm happy with. Typical annoying meetings? Yeah, fair. Classic. You get some pretty good traits early on Throg. What does Throg give you? I know Throg gives you percentage HP, like another 10% health. Oh, have you, Shadowruff, have you tried using the Drazinas? The regeneration is bugged right now. Basically, if you pick the regeneration skill, it works for your entire army. So I made a video on it to try and teach people to try and abuse it while they can. Just for funsies. Honestly, it's such bad income, but it's honestly the best option for me. Which regen? Just just normal regeneration. It's legit regen for your entire army. Which faction was buffed the most with the new DLC? Kislev, 100%. Yep. Skill switch, 100%. Confirmed enabler? No, I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like it would make a very fun campaign. It was like when Greases had, what was it, like 400 speed or something ridiculous? Like, that's just fun, you know? Make him pay overtime? Absolutely. Make him pay overtime indeed, James. 15 minute stand-up call shouldn't roll into an hour. Honestly, I remember when I had meetings that shouldn't... So, some of the times, right, at work, I would have certain meetings that 100% could just become would be an email and be fine. And then it's like, when someone says, has anybody got more questions? The etiquette is just to say nothing. And then someone that wants to try and look good is like, oh yes, I have a question actually. We should probably do this, and this. Or what do you think about this, and this. And I'm like, my dude, this already has gone on too long. You know, brown nose in another meeting, please. Get me out of here. What does Colossal Strength do? Ooh, decent damage. Greases counted as a chariot. Yeah, collision damage didn't work properly. Only on retreating units. 400 speed was the only way I play ogres, yeah. Hopefully the Skaven don't come and murder me. Haven't met him just yet, though. What I'm probably going to do then is... Force match to this, Remnants of Battle, take the campaign buff, and then move all the way to Teclis and murder him. Teclis? Your time in the sun is over. For you are going to be murdered by me. Secondary army composition once we recover an economy. This thing right here is what we're looking for. And then we can get a secondary army up and running. Secondary army is deployed with that. So we are maximizing if we go over here. Yep. Yep. And then which one are we building the most here? Because we need another settlement somewhere. Money building, money building. And then this should be upgraded as well for money building. I actually can't afford it. Can I squeeze out cash somewhere? Declare war on Beligar? For 2k? Yep, absolutely. Not going to even get close to Beligar, so sure. And Maximus, don't worry about it. I'm dyslexic, so anything you mistype, I'll probably mistype myself, lad. Don't worry about it. What was the settlement? What was the settlement we want to upgrade? This one. Get the mother building in there as well, and then we can buff up the winds. So for this one, for example, what's in here? Garbage province. Let's take away all the winds. Put it here. Boom. Love that. More monies. So that's my dude. I'm saying, yeah. When I was a kid, dyslexia was awful, but I think you just got to work a lot harder, you know. And I think in my adult life, I don't feel it as much. That's for sure. Thankfully. With Kathy, you made some fun with the Longbird Rider crap stack with a general / general with your Rambo. Sounds nice. The trick is mistype so you can read it right order. I'm not laughing with it. I had dyslexic tendencies, so it was a wee bit different for me. And I think it is way different than others. You know, everyone experiences it differently. You closed your non-dominant eye, it wasn't bad. Interesting. The best is when someone schedules a meeting an hour before work, ends fully knowing it's going to take longer than that. Yeah, that's the worst. There, you should legally allowed to punch them. If someone does that, you should legally be allowed to punch them. It was like in York, there was like a meme running around that I think it was in York, that you could shoot a Scotsman with a bow and arrow legally. Yeah, really dumb things like that. Let's go into campaign movement. Love me campaign movement. Ooh, 14% ward save on an armor is really nice. Let's check that on. Is Weird Plate Tzeentchian? Because I've not seen that for anybody else. Maybe A-Cold. Yeah, he doesn't use armor. Probably going to be good on him then. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Pauses. How much? 30% ward save on this on A-Cold. He's going to be an absolute unit. Not bad, boys. And Digital, thanks for the follow, buddy. As a Scotsman, I really prefer you didn't. Tack Matt, sorry, bud. So, actually, Tack Matt, so a really crazy thing, what's going on right now is I'm going to have a Battlesey meetup in York. You may be asking York, just, yeah, familiar area, love the place. So, yeah, if you want to come down, don't mind the bow and arrows. That's just decorative, you know? It would be purely decorative, so I wouldn't worry about it like. That's dope, yep. So, if you get shot in the knee or anything like that with an arrow, I can't be liable. But then you could say you used to be an adventurer. Like, you've got the adventurer meme thing, you know? Would I be doing you a favor? It's a good question, honestly. Ooh, this building will help a lot for monies. So I should be upgrading these bad boys. Right, who can we scamaz for money now? Who are you at war with? Daniel, come on, get at war with people, lad. Come on. What are you doing, pal? Wow, they are attacking each other. Why? Provinces and regions. So yeah, province is all of them. Region is local. Is the TLDR with it, my friend. British longbowmen, I would risk it. Yeah, British longbowmen were pretty damn bonkers back in the day. It's where allegedly the middle finger insult comes from, as English people would put the middle finger up to the French to be like, I still have my middle finger, I can shoot you. But then again, crossbowmen came in, right? It's one of those interesting things where in warfare, it very much makes folks have to adapt very quickly. And the way that French used to fight, heavily favoured the English in regards to English longbowmen, because they used to outrange them. The English, the Welsh who invented longbows, yeah, I mean, when you say English, it's a very overarching of the entirety of the United Kingdom, right? Until they meet our Danish axes, mate, as the Danish wouldn't even get remotely close. Medieval warfare, I think, the Vikings weren't exactly... I mean, some of the Vikings, obviously Ragnar was pretty smart with the way he did it. Ivo was a pretty good tactician as well, but I think typically speaking, you know, a lot of Danish and Danish and Viking-esque warfare was relatively small skirmishes. It wasn't, typically speaking, it wasn't massive. So I would probably give advantage to most English warfare. And that's not just me being English. I mean, because I know it was a fact that, what's it called? Paganism died around 1066 when they basically decided to convert into Christianity, right? Yeah, I love Viking history. The thing that makes me sad is the Viking TV series didn't cover Björn. Because honestly, Björn did way more than what Ragnar did. In my eyes, he superseded Ragnar. But then again, you had to have someone to build the bedrocks. Did Vikings do any large-scale battles with just raids and stuff? They did definitely do large-scale, but I think most of the warfare that Vikings would do were very much glorified within TV series and things like that to then demonstrate very large scale, but, you know, typically speaking, a Viking raid would not consist of many troops. I mean, it's one of the main things that made them very valuable as well, because shifting a ton of people across the ocean to then try and fight big armies isn't exactly the most effective way of doing warfare. You're going to be very easily spotted, and you're going to be seen from a mile away. Whereas if you take the approach of having you know, very small skirmishes, you could very easily start raiding, you know, monasteries and things like that they were doing. But they definitely had some pretty large scale. But like the battle of Hastings and things like that was pretty large. But yeah, typically speaking, it was very much small scale in comparison to what you'd expect, right? A Drakkar only had about 40 men. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't massive peeps, right? Even the Great Heathen Army was only like 10k. But I think one of the things that you've really got to... You kind of probably underestimate potential of that number. Like, Vikings were brutal. I mean, there were many English texts that basically said that Vikings were basically demons. Honestly, they basically said they feared nothing, and they were near enough demonic, which to an Englishman would make a lot of sense. As the problem, it's one of those really funny things with history, right? It's like the Englishmen. Specifically the Scots, when Rome came to fight England, they were like, oh, these are a bunch of uncivilized plebs. This will be really, really easy to subjugate and bring England part of the Roman Empire. But the thing that they forgot was that the people that hate the English the most are English themselves. You know, Britain in general. The British people hate most of the British people, and so they'd fight each other all the time. So in actual fact, instead of having a bunch of plebs, they would have an insane amount of really well-trained, seasoned veteran warriors, because they had no understanding that they fought each other for bloody forever. And it was the very similar thing for the Vikings. You know, Vikings would have in-house fighting all the time, and so they become very veteran-esque units too. Yeah, very fun stuff. Can you compare it with the Changeling? Yes, you can, James. But the Changeling, everything the Changeling has, you don't really get much from them. You just get the armies. You don't get the cults or anything. And the other way around as well. If Changeling confederates Kairos, all your settlements get raised. Watching a show on Netflix and Feudal Japan, and these guys were just sending like 20k armies non-stop. Yeah, crazy.
Poo or 4? Woo.
Yeah, for the rating. Thanks for the 25 months, but hope you're doing well. How's your streams been? Good to see you. Yeah, the TV series was actually really interesting. If you watched around the Feudal Japan, when what was the guy called that he basically started off the conquest of reuniting or owning the entirety of Japan, and they eventually succeeded under one house, and they were like, dude, Nobunaga Oda, yeah, that's the one, factory, thank you. That guy basically snowballed everyone owning Japan from one general, and then they were like, all right, we have a ton of veteran units, what the hell do we do now? And they invaded Korea, didn't they? And it was one of the most, I think it was the biggest military disaster, like, in that time period by a long way. Because they went into warfare against people that knew how to do some damage. It was not a good idea. And I think they lost so many troops, it was kind of crazy. A lot of folks died. A lot of people died. 200k army that made zero progress? Yeah. I mean, it was one of those classic cases of going into warfare that you had no preparation for. There was just pretty much no chance in hell they would succeed. If you could, if guys, out of interest, if you guys could go to any time period, what time period would you pick? And you're not a pleb. Because honestly, going to any time period and being a pleb would be awful. You know, it would suck. Similar to samurai culture. Well, samurai culture in general massively deteriorated as soon as gunpowder was brought in. The present? You must be loving life, jeez. Fair play to you, lad. Yeah, because it's one of those things where someone could dedicate their entire life to learning how to be a samurai, and then some absolute scrub could all of a sudden come through and crush any samurai because he has a gun. Was it Portugal that brought all the gunpowder? Was it Portugal? Ancient Greece, love that. The 60s, interesting. And you like Rome as well? I'd love it. With current day knowledge, ish. But I mean, factually, you may be thinking to yourself, Portuguese, like having the current day knowledge, if you brought a smartphone to like medieval England, you'd be killed as a witch, even if you're a person, even if you're a lad. You take the present? Oh, that's cool. I like that. Late 80s, nice. I'll go back when Bitcoin was first invented. God damn it. And what you'll do is be the Giga Chad that bought a pizza for like 25 Bitcoin, right? You'll be the Giga Chad that buys a pizza for 25 Bitcoin. Good lad. It was a Portuguese wreck? Yeah, I thought it was a Portuguese. Alright. That was me? Okay, buddy. Alright then, Chief. You spent 22 components on the deposit? No, you didn't, Demon. I don't believe you. True story. Stop the cap. Let's stop the cap, pal. 100%. Let's stop the cap. I love you, Demon, but I don't believe you. Let's move up the troops. Oh shoot, there's a lot of things to fight, isn't there? Goodbye. High quality steel, I'd be a mega rich dude. Yeah, it's one of those interesting things where a lot of people in our time, like, a lot of people that are younger, I think would want to be an influencer. But if you take any kind of influencer into like the Roman time period, they'd be so useless. Like, what's someone that makes TikToks gonna do in the Roman time period? They would get killed so fast. There were samurai using guns before guns really took over in Japan after 300 years, after the first introduction. But I mean, it eventually got to the point where guns became an exceptionally important factor of warfare within the time period. Get pimped out in 5 minutes? Yeah, probably. But in fairness, I do not claim to be like an expert in all things history. I have very fragmented knowledge, but a reasonable overarching amount of knowledge. It is very much fragmented. Wow, did these guys get shot at by their own archers? I think they did. Are you a summon? No, you're an actual unit. They keep stacking because they've got so many units. This is one of the advantages. Did I play the new Crusader Kings 3 stuff? No, I haven't. I watched Lionheart play a little bit of it, but I haven't played much of it myself. I am such a garbage Crusader Kings 3 player. The last time I played Crusader Kings 3, I basically tried to bang every single giant woman that existed in the game. And it got to the point where I banged so many giant women that everyone in my court kept blackmailing me, and I eventually just died of stress. That's literally what happened. That's legit what happened last time I played Crusader Kings. I had a goddamn beastly army, though. What's a new DLC Roman Empire? It's the Roman Empire? I might have to try it. I might have to try the... If it's Roman Empire, I might have to try it. Your boy loves his Roman history. Snoo Snoo? Death of Snoo Snoo? Yep, pretty much. Death by Snoo Snoo. It was goddamn worth it, though. That was what I put on my grave. I just said worth. Now just reverting to my supposed to from a bit. Oh, okay, understood, buddy. Much love. Understood. With an app? Yeah, no worries, dude. Sorry, man. I just misread it. So I play any of the Paradox games? Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders. I think Age of Wonders is a dope game. Isn't there a new DLC or something? And not a cringe stream. Oh, thank you, man. I always try and be as welcoming as one can be. Much of magic. Yeah, I actually prefer Age of Wonders. Not gonna lie to you boys. Personally, I prefer it. I have no affiliation to Master of Magic. The Dragon Blood DLC looked really cool. Yeah. We'll be checking it out. We'll be checking it out for sure. I think Age of Wonders, statistically, from a Twitch category, apparently was my third best category that I streamed in. Fun fact. Am I a muggle? Isn't that like a Harry Potter insult? I mean, my name is Harry, but I'm not a muggle. Wait, surely since my name's Harry, I'd be like the top dog. I'm just missing the scar on my head. We can tank a fair amount here. Is that British Harry, which is Henry? No, it's Harold. The other variant of Harry is Harold. Trickster. Means you haven't read nor watched it. I have. I'm pretty sure being a muggle is a bad thing, isn't it? Like, it's not a good thing if someone calls you a muggle. My girlfriend absolutely loves Harry Potter, though. So if she was awake, I could have asked her. Alright, here we go. We're all about dissecting the army as much as possible. Getting as much value as you can. Kairos or Village, in your opinion? Feels like the barrier regen is pretty cool. Kairos is just way better than Village. Kairos is basically what Village wish he could be. Plus having a consistent income, or a consistent recruitment is way better. You'll snowball faster as Village, but you've got to deal with more annoying things. Oh shoot, I've run out of Winds and Magics. I was just sort of spamming spells and hoping for the best. Well, at least now we can move the rest of my cavalry in and crush the rest of their archers. Oh no, we still have magic. Maybe I should just consistently keep casting the pink fire, because it's really worked out well for me here, honestly. Oh, I've got an interesting question for you guys. If I were to have a dwarven name, what dwarven name would you give me? I'm curious. You're literally at the bottom of the map on an island. Yeah, but then again, you get you have enough time to pretty much get yourself in a position where you can get strong enough to kill everything on the map. Old Beardy. Old Beardy. Bald short beard. Now that was just another way of insulting me. Understood. Took the opportunity to insult me. Cheers. Appreciate it. Battle Daddy Grimnir. You see, that's better. So here we go. Take notes of what Skrekklow's saying. Battle Beard, like that. Tactical Beard. Okay, I like that too. Hawkeye Copper Beard. Okay, liking these, liking these. Baldsy Grimbeard. We'll take that. Right. Jesus. Severing us. The aspiring champions are just popping off. Ooh, I don't think I can actually get, I don't think I can afford any more spells. Ooh, the Thorn's Aura. I love this. Right, run away from the spearmen. Crash into the back of here. As long as, how many can survive? Yeah, 5. As long as 5 of these survive, the entity will survive. They won't get killed after the fight. I've got Gaze of Fate. Let me Gaze of Fate you. Stoppeth, you fiend! Well, it's only like 12 odd seconds. Yo, Dafty!
The Dowie brethren can barely call you a beardling.
You bring a shame on your ancestors this day. I guess, yeah, my beard's not the biggest, is it? I thought it was going to be something wholesome because it's Daphne, but instead he insults my beard size. Okay. Sometimes I do like that one. Sometimes you just take L's and sometimes you take dubs. You know, sometimes I do like that. The Feared Beard of England. I like that. That's a good name. So some of you guys are coming in clutch with these names, and other people are finding the opportunity to insult me. I mean, hey ho. You know what I mean? That's what you call good banter. That is what you call some banter. How many more bloody units do these folks have? I feel like I've killed so many units. Oh, the barrier regeneration goes hard here, not gonna lie. The barrier regeneration goes pretty damn hard here. I should probably be able to use... Oh, it's Soul Grinder, 100% I can get value out of him. 100% the Soul Grinder can do some stuff here. But yeah, I'm doing wonderful, Daphne. How are you, buddy? Have you been playing Helldivers? I've been meaning to check out Helldivers, but my only worry is that you kind of need people to play with. My only worry about it, that without people to play, it's pretty bad. Like, it doesn't seem like a kind of game that's fun on your own. Maybe I'm mistaken, though. You've been smashing Helldivers? Nice, love to see that. Does this do friendly fire? Oh, it does. Cast over here, then. Can't remember what this was like. The Windblade. He literally just cast it on us. Alright. I'm not spending stuff. Nice. Probably gives me fun, but friends are a lot cooler. Yeah, I kind of felt like that. It could be an angle where I could do like a community stream. Could do a stream with you guys when I play it. So I imagine you guys could probably carry me pretty hard. Oh, it's smash on self AoE. Ah, okay then. That makes more sense, because it literally just casted straight on him. I'm pretty sure these guys will survive because of the fact that 5 of them survived. So 5% of the unit was alive, which is all you need. As long as 5% survive, the unit should survive on a win. You need over 20 on a loss. Over 20%. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Because the good news is, being a streamer, I can buy the game. Wait, they died. Maybe you need 6. You need over 5% then. Okay. I can buy the game, stream it once, and then have a tax write-off. Bada bing, bada boom. Dawn's Harbour wasn't worth sacking that, honestly. I didn't realise there was as many buildings as this would have been needed. So we got growth in there already. That's business, baby. That's business, baby, indeed. There's assault units there. Ooh, Teclis is right here. My only worry is that Teclis will run down to my settlements instead of running to me. Right, what are we missing? I have all the fragments that I think I'm going to need. I think it's time. Time to pick up streaming? Yeah, by all means, man. Salesman saved 25%. Nice. What are we looking for, folks? What are we earthing? Piercing bolts will never be used. Blade Soul reduces the wind-struck combat effect. Ooh. Battle cap rate increases. Friends when fighting the Empire and terror when fighting the Empire. Chaos Wars Norska. Yeah, don't care about that just yet. Wretched in Thorns for the Chaos Knights and Doom Knights. That sounds really strong. Storm of Reveal. Wait, is that like the healing spell... Wait, hold on. And life goes on and 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 on. Okay. Okay. Yeah, now we're actually making a good chunk of change, boys. We've curved the early game, and we're making a lot of money now. This is sort of the reason why being complete in the south is pretty solid, because you get time to build up an economy and build tall. Build really tall here. It's weird that majority of the settlements that we're getting most money from the actual building, the actual like settlement itself instead of anything else. Taking away his recruitment is honestly the best thing I can do. Really want to get rid of that.
21 months, by the way. How has it been this long? Feels like it's only been 2 months.
True. I do. Thank you for the 21 months, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Time flies when you're having fun, eh, pal? Time flies when you're having fun. Miao get obliterated in your Rambo playthrough last night. Turned 14. She was getting attacked by Clanation and Zatan. Each had 520 stacks. Oh, man. He is doing what I thought he's doing. Did I get Halt Faction? Did I get Halt Faction with Teclis? I can't remember. If I can Halt Faction here, I can just keep... I can make sure to catch him up. Please tell me I did. And I foresaw this. Inevitability. I can't remember if I did. Oh. I didn't. Oh, I didn't. I'm 3 turns away from Force Peace. Let me move over here. Channeling stance. Wait, why did it take all of my... excuse me? Why did it take all of my movement away? It's supposed to take away 10%. Next time you're in York, some guest food and drinks? Absolutely, Dafty. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. That'd be awesome, dude. I'm going to lose the settlement. Nothing they can do about it. Teclis, you absolute jerk.
I refuse.
Anything I can do? Anything I can do to annoy him here? Ooh, let me check if there's any... If there's military buildings in any of these, I can force a really strong rebellion.
Never.
Let's track him, see what he's doing. If he goes into fog of war or anything. I would love to be able to... Do you have any heroes that can block movement? My video on regeneration? Yeah, it's pretty solid. There's a lot of interesting bugs. Overall, the patch is in a good spot. Wait, where did he go? Oh, he's sprinting back to Dawn's Light. That's huge. If he's in the water, he won't be able to reinforce Dawn's Light. That's literally best case scenario. So by being really aggressive here, it pretty much forced Teclis in a situation where it's like, I have to decide if I want to take a settlement or lose all my settlements, right? It's just whole army now. Okay. That's... Makes sense. I suppose having a hero that can block an army. Oh, he's actually in the settlement, force matched. Is it a minor settlement? Is it... What is it? Oh, I could have spawned a rebellion here, because there's a military building in there. And there's a military building in here, so what I'm going to do... honestly, there's no value, because I'm going to win this fight. I'm pretty confident we'll win this. Famous last words, right? Let me make sure I've got set up everything. Because I honestly don't think they have any way of killing air cold here. So what I'm going to do is attack the settlement. Oh, a tele-ambush angle. That is a valid point. But I think losing 40 wins of magics right now is too brutal. I'll win from fighting. Teclis being forced match is brutal. Look at this auto-resolve. Look at that auto-resolve, man. Look at the units as well. Chaos Warriors, come on down. Auto-resolve, baby. That is a lot of units, and I don't lose anything. That is an insane auto-resolve. Gotta love me some Chaos Warriors. Chaos Warriors, Pinks, probably the Soul Grinder. Honestly, the heroes. Air Cold is insane in Order Resolves. Probably what I'm going to do here is... Ooh, what mount is he on? He's on not the Phoenix, so perfect time to fight him. Perfecto time to fight him. But yeah, I honestly think 4-2 has put the game in a really good spot. Soul Grinds of Silly Order Resolve 2. I actually am kind of intrigued if you can guarantee getting the Soul Grinder every game. But yeah, Jessa, that doesn't sound fun. Normally, Miao Ying survives a long time. Ooh, they're reinforcing behind me. Because we attacked in the direction we did. That's unfortunate for them. How to get the Soul Grinder? I confederated the guy in the west. And yeah, much love to you, Maximus. Take care of yourself, buddy. Have a fantastic week yourself. Thanks for hanging out. Tzeentch always had the best Soul Grinders. Well, Nurgle, to begin with, was a reasonably decent one, because it's basically an artillery mage. But I think it's a lot more lackluster. Sarathil, the Blue Scribes. The Blue Scribes on the left. Sarathil dies way too quickly before you can do anything with him. Right, let's focus on killing these guys first. And then we can deal with Teclis. Honestly, what I can probably do is use my heroes to kill. These 3 heroes right here. Probably can kill most of Teclis' army. Go for war with Teclis turn 2. I don't think it's worth it. Getting at war with Teclis early on is just not worth him sending armies to you constantly. And Sarathel as a confederation is not that useful. For me personally. I think Teclis being at war with you is just permanently going to be annoying to deal with. 117 speed, we'd love to see that. Right, what we're looking for. Spell-wise, Loth and Sea Guards have, what is it, 50 armor? It's not bad. Let's see if we can dodge this if we time it right. Just come on. Demount, you muppet. Oh, interesting, you've got to give him another movement order. Interesting. Let's get my banner of regeneration already. Let's start having some fun, shall we, folks? Rain arrows upon me, my friend. Rain those arrows upon me. So keep in mind, if you're newer to the game, the arrows that will shoot you will go into the last known location of where your general was. So as long as you move from the point where you were attacked, you'll be a-okay, boys. I mean, I could sit here and cheese all the ammunition if I really wanted to, but I'd rather murder him. I'd rather do the murdering. But you should be fine here, then. You should be able to crush this Phoenix. Ow. God, it's so annoying fighting High Elves. There's a zillion arrows coming your way constantly. It's a good job we've got regrowth. Hey Rickson, wondering if you ended up making the Daniel guide. In the process of it, we'll probably, good question, we're probably going to be streaming Daniel a couple campaigns and then using that to learn. So the goal is to learn how to play him by playing a couple of campaigns. And then we'll make the guide. As I don't like making videos where I'm not 100% confident in what I'm releasing, you know. I want to ensure that the videos that I am producing are of a good quality for whoever watches it. So it'll be a... I think my game just crashed. It'll be a case of me needing to play them a couple times first. User relocation mod. Do you choose where it is? You can choose where it is. There's one that's randomized and there's one that is... you can pick it. So as long as you pick the one that goes where you want it to, you'll be fine. Also, I've crashed twice now, but I suppose I am using the console command mod, so I think the console command mod probably hasn't been updated properly. So yeah, digital, if you're using that mod, make sure to use the one that's not the random location. You can pick which one you want with the relocation mod. Having a blast watching the Kathahira demolish stuff? Yeah, Kathahira is very strong. The artillery piece, alongside being a very, very potent melee fighter too. And PBR, I agree with you, bud. And the Neurosis, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a button you press, and you can click where you want to go. The leader of Nagarothi society has a very greasy rungs. Few make it to the top. Malstack blade. Yeah, I imagine so. They'll get killed very quickly. Ghouls, if you want to DM me it, I'll put it in Discord. I have links disabled. I really should fix that, honestly. I really still need to fix that. Yeah, links don't work. I need to fix it. Really hoping Thrones of Decay included ogres. I want them to get some love. I think the problem that ogres have right now is they don't need DLC to fix the problems. Wait, the auto-resolve is now saying we lose. Did you DM me? Oh, you DM'd me on Twitch. Okay. Let's click it. Let me have a look ski. Change starting settlement. Yep. Yep. Prop Joe made it. That's the one. And there's even a YouTube video you can follow to learn it. To learn how to do it. Love that. I like Prop Joe. He's a great guy. Makes some really good mods. Oh no, PBR, I was agreeing with your witty insult as a kind of compliment thing. I just only just started, had the chance to read it now. Apologies for the delay. Okay, same thing over here. Wide formation. Wide formation. Wide formation. 1, 2, 3. You can defend over here. Everything else moves up. Kairos and the boys go up as well. Maybe Shadow Magic would be really good against High Elves, but I feel like you need the regrowth, otherwise you just get punished too much. Ooh, interestingly enough, I might find them rotating and get better spells. Nah, never mind. Oh, absolutely neoing these dodges right now. Love to see that. Let's get some blobs where I can. He's shooked on the Scroll of Herwith already. Odd made him a great mod manager. Oh, really, Grackle? Nice. Nice. I like Prop Joe. Go straight for Teclis, my dude. Shoot for the stars, my guy. Shoot for the goddamn stars. I think Teclis here would be helpful. What are you shooting? Oh, Shem's Burning Gaze. That makes sense. Yeah, without Chaos Warriors, you just wouldn't stand a chance against High Elves. My goodness. Do that cast again. Use the beautiful Staff of Tomorrow. Let's make sure that these guys are all moved in. Let's just lock these guys and walk them in. Like so. Going to preemptively start putting a regrowth on, and then we'll start regening our barrier, because it's percentage based. So we'll just continuously keep tanking a lot of damage for free. You're going to run around. I'm honestly not that bothered by this thing. It's like hit once. Wow, Teclis is running away from us. Teclis, you goddamn coward. What's your speed? 84? I ain't chasing that. Cast onto Air Cold. Head around and then cast into the ones we've already attacked. Let's get this Soul Grinder over then. Let's find what we can fight over here. Air Cold is like not even going to blink with what's happening over here. We have a ton of Winds of Magic remaining. Let's do his Thorn stuff. I love the spell. I love the look of it as well. Yeah, let's get the Soul Grinders out as much as possible. And you can just see that there's just nothing they can do here. Get a lot of change drop down. I'm interested to see if... Yeah, I think that should be fine. A lot of change. Beautiful magic here. Let's cast through here as well. Just the classic pink fire of Tzeentch is so good, man. Let's get healing up and running again. Let's get that casted. It's a shame that they're positioned really effectively to avoid my damage. You rascals. My Soul Grinder should be out. Wow, Teclis just ran past me? This man is a psychopath, dude. I have never seen him behave like this before. This is so weird. And I completely forgot about my Kairos, because I'm a noob. El Clasico. I'll just get him out of here. He's hit healing cap, so let's just run away now. Our barrier will probably be really low. Yeah, only 600 or so. As long as we deal with everything in kind, it should be fine. And the Chaos Warriors are doing an amazing job right now as well. It really sucks that my hero that's going to be really good at killing over there is not capable. A unit has been wiped out. That would be the ones that have been summoned in, so I'm not worried about that. Right, Karis needs to come over here, do some fat magic. Get these guys routed, and then jobs are good. And reposition you over here. I think... I'm assuming Teclis has been murdered. Well, he's in the process of running away. Good. The Phoenix is teasing us a bit here. Eagles, they are actually not summons. They are generally in the fight. All their infantry is now retreated. Now my infantry line can come and protect us. Honestly, probably should have potentially waited in hindsight. What would have been probably smarter if I instead of doing the pinks first, I should have probably brought my Chaos Warriors over and then just let them tank all the archers. With a few remaining units, I'm fine with them staying in melee. And then I would love to get this guy over towards me again. Do you know what? I'm going to pay more attention to what's happening. Beautiful cast. As long as I'm really paying attention to what Karis is doing here, we should be able to get some really tasty magic off here. Like so. It's one of those things where Karis in himself is very squishy. So if you're not paying attention to what's happening to him, you very quickly can lose Karis. So you gotta be really careful. I don't think it's worth casting that, so let's keep getting magic printing. Are you hitting the Phoenix again? You are indeed, matey. Start focusing on the Phoenix if you don't mind. Once again, let's just keep an eye on the fact that we're going to be moving towards enemy territory. Some damage on the chariots. Because one cheeky little regrowth over here would be so good. Do you know what? Let's just start off by doing the Storm of Fire, because they're not going to be in a position to avoid the barrier. Avoid the bombardment. Beautiful regrowth angle here. And juicy damage there. I felt like the magic value that we'd be getting from it would be worse off. Unfortunately, the healing's going to be halved because we're on fire, but honestly, still more than happy with that. It pretty much wiped everything here. And Digital, good night, matey. I'll be joining you to... Wait. I was going to say I'll be joining you soon, but obviously I'm not going to be joining your bed to sleep. More so, I'm going to be sleeping soon myself. Sometimes the way you word things is important. And yeah, sleep well, bud. Take care. Refresh the skill. Beautiful. Victory doth be in our grasp indeed. Oh my god, Aircall is just being an absolute Giga Chad healing. Someone stop this guy.
Somebody stop me.
I'm taking, but I appreciate the thought. I'm taking as well, pal. Easy tiger, do you know what I mean? Easy tiger. I need to run around and heal this hero. Pink should clean up pretty much most things. And the Chaos Warriors will clean up the rest. Use any of my mobile units, like these guys. Oof. For a split second, Kairos was stationary, no bueno. Maybe that will reach. Beautiful. We are not far at all from Imanos bonus kicking in, so let's cast this here. With them walking, I expect that to be a good cast. Should suck him into it. I really made the mistake of capping out my healing as quick as I did. Oh my goodness, dude, thanks for the €10 super chat, legend. What a legend. Thank you very much, man. I have to go to bed, but want to show my appreciation for the content. Yo, dude, thank you so much. That was really kind of you. Dude, much love, man. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear that you enjoy the content, matey. And have a fantastic sleep. Appreciate you, buddy. Much love. Really do appreciate that. It's very kind of you, buddy. Have a fantastic sleep. Yeah, wow. 51 losses against Teclis, like an army like this. El Clasico, man. Using the fundamentals, baby. Let's get it. Chaos Warriors just, like, crush High Elves so much. Chaos Warriors truly do crush them. God damn. The desire for entry beats in the heart of every noble Bretonnian, but not the peasants. Well, they've probably been beaten down. Like, I know peasantry in Bretonnia is valued less than a horse, so I can understand why they wouldn't really have chivalry towards Bretonnia. Ooh, Teclis' defeat rate is pretty good, looks like. What's the trait again? $10 reserve capacity. Ooh, wow, we'll actually have an insane amount. Yeah, 145 total reserve capacity. You know what, boys? That's not too bad. Let's go into the Servants of the Red Tree, as these Chaos Warriors are awesome. Ooh, an amplifier. What is that? Power charge plus 16%. Plus 16%, that's such a weird number. Give it to this lad then. Give it to you, pal, eh? Missile resistance because he's on a war shrine. Although I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on it. I don't know if I want to keep him on it just yet. Go double melee defense. Always go damage mitigation, boys. Always the damage mitigation. Holy smokes, healing cap plus 50%, vigor loss reduction for 50%, speed plus 20%. That is insane. That is absolutely bonkers. Because the... Oh, it's the hero's army. Does that include Kairos? Hero's army. You'd assume so, right? Because that'd help a lot with how we're playing. They're just using Kairos to tank tons. We'll see if it goes over 75%, right? So the mystery of that will be solved relatively soon. With these, any of these resources, make it so that you can increase money of your settlement by a lot. Yeah, local buildings. Wait, is that local province? So that's worth upgrading actually. That's worth getting. Go to you. Put that to tier 2 then. Get the gold in there. Is this doing the same thing? Wow, yeah, it is. Let's get rid of growth. We don't need growth anymore. Wait, 2 regeneration. No, I shouldn't do that. I should not be upgrading that until we get tier 5, honestly. Since you're so broke. As in broken, or they are broke, as in they have a little money. Well, it's got all the time in the Chaos Realms just to get right by a stinky bird. Yeah. I mean, is he really that stinky? Brokenly fun? Yeah, I think he's definitely very strong. Definitely very strong. Let's check the winds of manipulation. I can actually take it down from here. I mean, it is turn 49, in fairness. I've just played it very slowly. I have purposely played pretty slowly, and now I'm thriving because of it. I mean, I am using a lot of cheese, in fairness. I'm using an awful lot of cheese. And variants of things to give myself a lot more bonuses. It's just you need to give yourself time to get to the position where you're really strong. I think any time you're really trying to amplify your snowballing, you will very quickly get punished. Because you need Chaos Warriors, man. Until you get your Chaos Warriors, you're going to struggle. I think that's, honestly, I think that's just a standardized thing. I mean, I don't have a secondary army, keep in mind, so I'm only using Karis's army. That's another one. I honestly don't think you need to have more than one army for a long time. If you're in a situation where you're fighting more than one direction of fighting, you've done something wrong. Honestly. If you're fighting more than one war at the same time as well, you're doing something wrong as well. Obviously, there's certain situations where you can't avoid that, but try and mitigate that wherever possible and use force peace if you need to. That many settlements on the south? Yeah, but any Order-Tide faction would not utilize Chaos Wasteland properly. It's all chaotic, really. Like, Tekla shouldn't really come south. Yeah, it's an absolutely easy peasy fight. We're going to be... Ooh, let me loot and occupy and see if it's worth the monies. Yeah, it was worth it. 2.9k for that sack. Love to see it. Let me remind myself here. So we do have the cultist buildings. We probably should set... what we're going to be fighting here. Saurus Warriors. We need Chaos Warriors, them. Sauruses do relatively bad against Chaos Warriors. We also need to upgrade them. So my points should now focus on upgrading and ensuring that my Chaos Warriors are as strong as they can be. Especially since, obviously, Air Cold should make them better as well. That's where he does. Does he naturally just give them bonuses? I thought his entire vibe is Chaos Warriors. I guess the speed and stuff, bigger loss reduction is quite nice. Speed definitely helps, but obviously, when it comes to slow units, 20% of 0 is still 0. Is what it feels like. You know? Let's start spreading corruption. I think it's more important to balance the corruption around the area, because it gives a lot of good bonuses for us. Regarding who we're going to be walking into, Chaos, Dwarves, Warriors of Chaos, and Norska, there is nothing around the area that's going to be useful there. Gas injection is worth it. I don't think it's worth giving up your province. The reason for that, ghouls, is you give up Perfect Vigor, and it's never worth giving up Perfect Vigor if you give the settlement up. You get Perfect Vigor by fighting away from your capital, and you can't keep that unless you keep your province. Wait, does he himself have that attack? Wow, he does. But gold? I mean, think about it. If you really think about it, 20,000 gold in the grand scheme of a campaign is very little. Like, that is not a lot. IMO. That is not a lot of gold in the grand scheme of things. Plus, you only need a secondary army to recruit. What do we call it? What would you recruit? Peasant units, anyway. Turn 50, I'm pretty happy with where we're at. Honestly, we'd be doing this at like turn 35-ish if the Beastmen didn't betray us. It was very big sad that the Beastmen betrayed us when they did. Absolute rascal. I'm going to focus on the building that's going to give us more money. I'm keeping Dawn's Landing specifically with high reserves because I want to make sure that Karis gets his regeneration of reserves. Oh, and fighting against the vampires is really simple. It's relatively easy. You can use a dragon-blooded lord to do it. Wow, this province is going to print money out. It really is. Having 2 ways of increasing the province's income. Upgrade this bad boy to tier 3 as well. No, we're not doing that. We're waiting 1 turn, tier 5. Bada bing, bada boom. Delicious. You love to see it, boys. You absolutely love to see it. Cathay units are just so boring. Really? I guess they didn't really have much inventory of, an injection in inventory. I like Cathay's roster purely because it's simplified. That's one of the best things. That's one of the good things about Cathay's roster. It's very simplified in respects of, oh, I need this to happen. I need this type of unit to do this. It's like, oh, peasants, sure. Oh, Jade Warriors, sure. You know, I quite like that it works like that. We'll still go in infrastructure because I want everything here to be cheaper. Oh, actually, probably not anymore because I'd rather get military buildings. 25% of that is like not much anyway, it doesn't matter. Wow, I have 5,000 gold income. I guess Tic-Tac-Toe is who we're going to be beating up now. And our army's actually really well... our army's pretty bespoke for Tic-Tac-Toe as well. We can just get this hero on the disc, which we're going to do now before we forget. Put him on the disc. He's got immortality now, which is huge. So now we can actually spec him out into being more of an aggressive melee fighter. So we'd probably look to do... Weapon strength, honestly, would be fine because he's got 37 bonus versus large. And then obviously we get Colossal Strike with another 16. So our bonus versus large, as long as we're hitting something large, we'll have pretty much a guaranteed chance to kill them. Or to hit them. Attack hit. He was going to declare war on us anyway. Look at that. Wow. Double curdle. Decisive low is so surprising. You'd think that they'd at least be able to put up a little bit more of a fight, but no. The equivalent of High Elves. Honestly, I would say that Cathay is more like Dwarves and Empire. Like, the good things about Dwarves and Empire combined is what I would say to Cathay. Because I don't think... I think High Elves are very unlike Cathay in regards to their inventory choices are all spearmen, right? Like, I don't think I've ever used Rangers once. I think I've tested using Rangers, but I just didn't like them. Hey, Sam, good to see you, bud. It was hard to keep to one front with Vlad. I think, yeah, Vlad's different because of the fact that you can spawn a lot of armies. He can sustain a lot of armies at once. I really need to try the Autotide Vlad. Has anybody in the chat tried Autotide Vlad? Has anybody of you guys tried Autotide Vlad before? Like, try and help all the Autotide? I've been told it's pretty fun. And yeah, we confederated the Blitzcrier. Is it as fun as people make it out to be? Trying your best to fight for the Autotide? I mean, technically speaking, it makes sense, because you are a defined elect count. Prince Gelt to be my bestie. Well, he does have... Because you need to level up skills first, right? Before you can get to the point where it's possible. You killed Cal Franz together. Now that is an interesting timeline. That is a timeline... Ooh, here's the Blessed Skinks. How much armor? 30. Wow, okay, you're really squishy. Eat this spell, nerd. Oh my god. Do you know what? Have another one. I'm playing Kairos, baby. What are you going to do about it? I'm a big old Flappy Bird. God, Flappy Bird, that takes me back. I remember when Flappy Bird was taken off of the Apple Store, and people were selling phones with Flappy Bird on it for like thousands of pounds. That was it was so wild that someone would literally spend that much money on a goddamn mobile game. Right, murder the Curdles. We've hindered the majority of them. We'll probably be able to kill the majority of their army before they get remotely close to the rest of my composition, which is the goal. Hopefully he's not going to troll us too much here. Our percentage chance to hit should be insanely high against this Caudal. So if it is bugged, then it makes sense. Well, this is a really good tester if this is bugged. I think it's bugged. I think the disc melee attacks are 100% bugged. Like, right now, you'd expect the Caudal to be like half HP, judging from the breakdown of what my stat line is. Like, 53 bonus versus large, 54 melee attack, that's, what is it, 103? No, excuse me, 107 melee attack. Plus 35. 137%, minus 59. It's like 80-odd% chance to hit. So yeah, we should not put him on the disc anymore. Hopefully that'll be fixed. Yeah, hopefully that gets fixed, because that kind of sucks. As that changes the way that the unit can be used a lot. Alright, once we get in range, let's shoot. Wait, I can see the Caudals. Why is the Caudal not hiding anybody? I swear it gives stalk to units, but I literally can see them. Yeah, look, Master of Sacred Places. It's giving these units stalk, but I can literally see them. I can see the units are all here. Have they made it so Caudals don't hide units anymore? Is that a thing? Does anyone know? You're too close, maybe? That's a valid point. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make sense, honest lad. Also, Bob, good to see you. That makes a lot of sense. But it's stalk. I guess it's stalk, isn't it? If it was unspottable, then it'd be a different story. Good to be here. Well, absolute pleasure, my man. Sauruses have 60 armor, so it's probably not worth casting this anymore. 60 armor is a 50% damage reduction, so we do half damage with the spell. So I don't see a point in doing it. They're the Cold One Riders. Well, I really stopped paying attention to this flank, didn't I? Wow. Let's be a little bit less silly here. Keep running. I am worried that a lot of my pinks are going to die here. Yep, I think a lot of these pinks are going to die, because these whole ones are going to absolutely crush them. Well, good on you, pink ones. It was nice knowing you while you were here. I appreciate your sacrifice. I definitely should have put some summons up. It's honestly not worth casting with that magic. You're the summon butte, right? Yep. Let's grab some more summons, throw it out. Throw them out. And do a flank on these horde ones here. Be really nice. Caudal's getting crushed. Pinks are doing great. Their ranged line is not strong enough to be worried about just yet. I'm not going to refresh the cast just yet, because I think it could be better off if we wait. We'll keep Winds of Magic regenerating, because I want to make sure my winds are high enough for this guy to regenerate these. What is it that needs to be required? 15. Okay, so we've got a little bit of room to breathe there. We have quite a lot of room to breathe. Soul Grinder has options of getting a regrowth, so I'm not worried about that, but I am worried about these Chaos Knights. Pull them away. Although they do have the Reft in Thorns. Still a little bit worried about them. So we've got options. If we look at this, we can see that we can probably do a cheeky one of these bad boys. Cheeky little AoE Vortex here. We have 116% intensity, but we're still stacking it up. I will probably delay my heal. Drag you over here. Cause terror. Is that Amalus bonus? It is indeed. Nice. So let's go ahead and heal the Soul Grinder. Where are you, buddy? But yeah, since he's sitting in fire, he's currently receiving half healing. Lovely javelin. So we're going to heal up all our single entities now. You can come over. And then what we'll do is refresh the cooldown. You can take one of them. I'm not going to overcast it, because then it means that I'll have the cast available to me way faster. I love Staff of Tomorrow. Such a useful spell. Should be a relatively low cooldown. Overcast onto Luca the Indecisive. And honestly, job's a good one. All single entities healed. I don't think we lost a pink either. So very happy with that. Yeah, I hadn't lost anybody for a high tier army. That was a really decent army, actually. 3 very good unit cavalry, 2 caudals. Obviously, their frontline lacklusted a little bit. But that's a really solid mid-game army, that, honestly. Especially with the chevrons. Really solid mid-game army. So I'm probably going to be seeing a lot of armies. Kairos Magic is like a beast. Yep. There's no one else that can cast quite like Kairos. He can have passives of like all the spell schools in question as long as you put 2 points into it. So I've got Death, Fire, and Life. And we're using Life Magic. It gets rid of the Firestorm, but honestly, the Firestorm I'm not that bothered about. Like, Firestorm, whatever, you know? The Firestorm is pretty much whatevs. Beast is nice too. Yes, that's a good point. Beast could be used too. Valid point. Ooh. Income from local buildings. Yeah, his province is not be that good. But let's grab in the corruption. I want to get more ammunition and whatnot. And then let's go into this. Ooh, what else would I upgrade? What else would my late game composition look like is a good question. Probably this. As the mutilated beasts and the soul grind is what I'm gonna look for. Yeah, once again, let's go weapon strength, and then let's 100% take him off of that. Put him on his steed. He's not a reliable killer of things that are flying now, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Brother to brother is not going to do anything. I'm not fighting Empire yet, and the relations, I've got nobody around me that's going to actually benefit from that. Regen, I would love to get... Ooh, Great Locus is quite nice. But honestly, the pinks get replenished, or the pinks get replaced very soon. Could get Bottle of Change, which I'm not opposed to. The more army abilities that I have available, the more I can then decide what's best for me to use in that given situation. Yeah, I'm very happy with this campaign, honestly. Winds of Magic Regeneration. Honestly, I think... Yeah... I actually think it's not necessary. The only value you'd find is early game, but now my winds regeneration is insanely high. But true, it would be pretty strong. 80% is basically Arcane Conduit, right? Oh, it's more than an Arcane Conduit. That's double an Arcane Conduit, but for 25 seconds though. Right. Sweet. Start saving money to get Warhammer 3. Yeah, nice, man. The thing that sucks is that you used to be able to get you used to be able to get it through what's it called? Xbox Game Pass. Like beforehand, you could get it through Xbox Game Pass, but you can't anymore. Which honestly sucks. I'm sad that you can't. Like, having got an Xbox Game Pass was so nice, man. But they got rid of it. They got rid of it. Right. Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do. Guys, I'm just having a look at something. Sorry for the delay here. Right, I am going to go send you wonderful folks over to Jared, who's playing Pacific Drive. I will be back most likely tomorrow, roughly the same time. But thank you very much for hanging out and watching the stream, guys. I really do appreciate it. Each and every one of you guys are absolutely breathtaking and incredible as always. Have a wonderful, blessed rest of your week. But yeah, guys, once again, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being incredible as always. You guys are always amazing. But yeah, thanks for watching on the tubers. You guys are awesome too. Take care of yourselves, boys.